Welcome to the EST Hangout.
This is the EST Hangout, and today's guests are...
A lovely Monday morning to you. Welcome to the EST Hangout live right here on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports, presented by Play Alberta. We thank everyone for listening across our audio streams, whether it be at edmontonsportstalk.com, TuneIn, iHeartRadio. For those watching on YouTube or listening on podcast, wherever your podcast, I'm Gazzola, Matt Iwanyk with you here on the Hangout, alongside Murray McCourt from the VIP Golf Show and the Ranch Golf and Country Club, and Dash in the Park of Heavy Hockey, who's just here. Just decided to walk in. There's nothing else to talk about with Dash. Actually, Dash, thanks for coming. You're more than welcome to head on out, and we could just leave it at that.
Yeah, that's good.
I can show my math and show receipts for the invite, Matthew. Come on. Like, let's not just be egregiously
Team Heavy Hockey
dishonest here.
We will get into it. Team Heavy Hockey does defeat Team Edmonton Sports Talk at the Heavy Hockey Showdown on Saturday. Lots to get to on that one. The Hangout, it is brought to you by Sentinel Storage. Canada Storage, experts more than 2 decades helping Canadians through life transition. Canadian storage provider. Find your convenient location nearest you or check out their latest deals online, sentinel.ca. Dash one, so we already know he had a great weekend. Murray, how was your weekend?
I had a great weekend too. Maybe not quite as exciting as your guys' game was, but my son was in the semifinals of his ball hockey on Saturday morning.
Nice.
Game was at 7:30. We had to leave our house at 6:45. That wasn't maybe so fun. But at the end of regulation, it was 5-5. Then it goes to 3-on-3 overtime. My kid's 7, full length ice and ball hockey. I mean, 3-on-3 is a little much. But anyways, nobody scored. Then it goes into a shootout. And in the 5th round of the shootout, my kid's team scored, and then the other team didn't. And boy, these little kids acted like they won your trophy, maybe. I mean, they were throwing their gloves in the air and sticks in the air, and they all got in a big huddle and were all jumping up and down together. I was laughing so hard, I was crying just watching these kids celebrate like that. It was hilarious. But that was a lot of fun. And I went back to Love Song Bistro again, and now it's 2 for 2. You guys got to try it out.
That's your spot. Yes. Thank you for the reminder.
I am definitely going to be a regular in that place. Rooftop patio in the summer. I am going to be there.
124th, right?
I have to look up the address again, but it's west side of downtown. It's really close to Oliver.
Yeah.
I
think.
So is it again? Love Song?
Love Song Bistro. Like, it's so good. They have their own like grow their own vegetables there right on property, and use all local products.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's just a lovely spot.
Oh, I think I know this area. I think this is right by Odd Company Brewery.
Yeah.
Complex.
Sorry, not 124th, 120th Street.
Yeah, I know that spot. Oh, cool. That looks wonderful.
Yeah, it is. It's a spectacular little spot. Unique too. It's not. I don't think there's much like this in Edmonton.
Well, their bio for Insta says French and Middle Eastern plates rotating by the glass wine list. We grow our greens and honor local ingredients.
Yeah,
that's always good.
That's pretty cool. It's a cool story and great service. The food is fabulous. I like French wine, and they have lots of options for French wine.
Do you like your wine? No way.
No way.
You didn't know that?
Shocking.
Is that news?
I'm stunned by this. We're gonna have to remember that one moving forward. Oh. Dash, how was your weekend?
I mean, you already said it. It was pretty fantastic. I'm not gonna lie. I'm pretty glad it's over too. It was, it's a lot of planning and a lot of work goes into it for the whole heavy hockey crew and the committee, and kind of feels like you have a second full-time job for a while. So always happy to do it. Always happy to have it be over. But ultimately, really thrilled with the event. Really thrilled with the results. Regardless of who's carrying this trophy today, the winner is the Sexual Assault Center of Edmonton, and we're looking at up over $40,000 in fundraising right now. SACE is that will be their biggest contribution to their charity for the entire year. So they're thrilled. But if I may, we have we're right around the $40,000 mark when we found out, kind of early Saturday morning, actually, that we've got a $5,000 anonymous donation, and they are looking for somebody to match.
Oh, wow.
So if we have anybody out there maybe the ranch that's looking to match a $5,000 donation. That'll get us to the $50,000 and be our most successful event of all time. So
Nice.
Wow. Good on that donor.
Yeah.
For
absolutely.
whoever that
It's
is,
fantastic.
5,000. So everyone go to your bosses at your work and be like,
Yeah.
hey, are you willing to match this?
please and slide into my DMs if anybody's got anything.
Oh, that is awesome though.
But yeah, obviously a great weekend.
But right now, like sitting about 45.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
yeah, just under. I would
Well
say.
done for all of you
Slightly
guys at Heavy
Yeah,
Hockey.
thank you.
You guys, excellent job.
I'll
Yeah,
do a
round
round of clicks to that.
Yeah, well,
Friday was
I
a
would
wonderful
too, but I can't
event.
click.
You can't click.
I suck at it. A little bit.
There you go.
That's all you
got
got to do. That's all you got to do. It's the middle finger. That's why.
It's
Yeah.
like I feel like
I
you're
get
doing.
no sound out of the
doing
middle
that?
finger.
Yours is more like I feel like a jazzy sound. Like if you're listening to jazz, the way you're doing that.
Little jazz tap to it.
Yeah,
That is talent right there.
I could do just slightly it.
Thank you to you guys.
Oh, that was fun.
You know what? Edmonton Sports Talk is an integral part of this. You guys pull your weight in this too, so you are owed congratulations as well. Edmonton Sports Talk came up with at least $4,000 or $5,000 in donations, and not to mention the coaching, the everything else that you guys do for it, the promotion of it, and I hope you had a good time, even though
Yeah.
the score was
lost.
tilted the
Well,
wrong.
so Saturday was a wonderful time. Friday was a great time. Saturday was a great time as well. It's always run so well. The little things outside of the locker room were nice little touches.
Yeah.
Thanks.
The room filled with nice snacks and drinks and all that. Everyone ready to go. The game was great. Benny
Yeah.
surprised me.
Benny
Really
was
great.
good.
Is he a good player?
Oh, bud.
Benny was not a good bowling player. He's a terrible bowler. Like, I was stunned at how bad he was at bowling when we went bowling. Like, he was one, like, you're a young guy. Like, I said, you should be decent at bowling. It's like he didn't know how to, like, what bowling was. So Jay and I did say a lot last week to him, like, you need to impress in this one. Like, there's a lot of pressure on you to perform. And he's like, I got this. And we're like, what? Do you? Do you?
Yeah.
Well, didn't
He
he not
did.
play hockey
Yeah.
with Savoy growing up? Yeah,
He did, yeah.
I needed to see it.
And
The
you
guy
saw it.
wheels.
He had wheels. Good.
Did he have a Hattie?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he went 3-1, 4 points. I mean, he scored that game-tying goal with a few minutes left, and
Yeah, shout out to the coaches, Cash, as well, assistant coach El Presidente. But Cash called it,
timeout.
we called the timeout. No, we scored.
Yep.
He called a great timeout. He made the plan. Goalie came in. Extra attacker went out. Got the game tying goal.
Well,
like-
it was overtime?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't.
boy.
So what happened was, Murray.
Yeah, here's where it gets
we go.
interesting.
Okay.
Do you remember Ryan Kessler?
Yes.
The Oilers
Yeah.
from a few years ago.
Yes.
How you see such an egregious goaltender interference and it doesn't get called and a goal goes in. Like your goalie can't make a move. Our goalie was down on the ice because he's taken
got run
out.
over, yeah.
But a heavy hockey player hits him out. And then the puck ends up in the back of our net. And that's the game-winning goal.
Who was the referee? Did you guys like?
Well, the ref,
Surveyor
I
Brett
see
was.
he's already calling out Gazzola in the nasty chat. So that's
Yeah.
not a...
I think he's calling out no goals. No goals. Left?
so-
Yeah, I didn't have any goals. I got robbed like five
kind
times.
of, yeah, their goalie was beyond fantastic. Beyond fantastic. But, you
My
know,
good friend Caleb, attaboy.
I
Yeah, he was
see,
good.
I see like that there's a little bias right there I'm seeing right now. So we...
Terrible call.
Murray, I said after year one, I blamed the players as a coach.
I remember that.
Last year, there was a team effort. We all won. This year, I can't even blame the players. Players fantastic. When you have to go up against that,
Stacked against you like that.
when you're going up against the strips who can't even call a clear goaltender interference. Cash had his earpiece in. We went up to our coaches in the booth, clear as day.
You had video replay too.
Apparently,
Can we play it? We should play it.
I wish we could have had it here. That was it was just egregious. It was egregious. It was egregious. I don't
Yep.
care what Surveyor Brett has to say the rest of the way. He's saying we had 6 power plays. Well, that's because one of their players left the box early.
Yeah. Like 25 seconds left in his penalty.
So great job by the refs calling it.
Yeah.
Took about 15 seconds for that to get called, but
Yeah.
still, I was yelling for a while, but it doesn't get called. But yeah, we had our power plays. We took advantage of quite a few power plays.
We did.
We took advantage
You
of the
went 1
extra
for
attacker.
6.
We did.
We scored 2,
2 for 6.
and then we scored with an extra attacker.
2 for 6 is
better than
number
1
one
for
in the
6.
NHL.
Yeah, no, I thought it was 1.
33%.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
How was the other side of the special teams when we got a couple shorties though?
I don't know.
No, it's,
Oh, shorties.
When I
you were on
talked to
the
Surveyor Brett after the game, he said the 2 game stories were this right here. He said it would not be The goalie,
talking
the
coach, right?
alleged
Interesting.
goalie
Yeah, how about
interference.
that?
All the referees did come together after that
didn't.
call.
Oh, the two refs
They
came
just sat
together.
there like
They
this, holding.
had their very professional discussion.
Usually when you skate off to the side, have that. No, they had that discussion like right in the middle of the rink.
Yeah. There was no discussion. They're like, hey, what kind of beer do you want as soon as we're done this game?
The two very
what I heard.
professional and integral referees decided that he was pushed in. Stewart was pushed into the crease. He made every single attempt to try to avoid hitting
yeah,
the
sure
goalie.
he did. Like
I'm
it.
sure he did.
And when your goalie got hit because your defenseman pushed Stewart in, yeah, we happened to grab a rebound and score the GWG, but, gracious.
He just made sure he took an extra time to get up,
Yep.
move around, push him away and all of
No
this.
onus to get up.
None. Complete
Yeah.
egregious call that robbed us of overtime.
They're talking like Stewart took his pad off and like took it to the locker room.
He might as well have.
I mean, I to be honest, they're doing a better sales job on their side than you are on your side right now. So
I'm not trying to sell anything because I think the stats and the results speak for themselves, Murray. And
that's true.
You know what? Gracious losers don't complain about the referees.
it happens a lot, though. It does
This is
happen a lot.
hockey. This is hockey.
Did you remember your feeling after Des Bryant catch, no catch?
Oh my God!
That's how we're feeling today.
I'm still
Yeah,
bitter
I'm still-
about
That's how we're feeling
Yeah.
today.
All right.
Hold on. I'm a little parched here. I just might have a bit of a sip.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fine.
Sure. Yeah, fine.
It's very tainted for the next
Tainted.
year.
Tainted.
It's gonna take whatever you drink out of that. It's gonna taste so bitter.
Yeah. Oh,
Sweet juice.
So forgive my ignorance in this. Who are the players on Heavy Hockey, and is this like a beer league team that plays all the time together? And no, okay. So explain. to me.
Well, heavy hockey is what heavy hockey is in our little world of content. Oilers providing Oilers content.
HeavyHockey.com.
Heavy Hockey has probably 6 guys or so, or 7 guys that are part of the network that were playing on our team. And then there's Tommy, Matty coaches, YouTube Trev played, Zacticum played.
Not on your team. They played.
No,
on-
they
on
played.
their
Yeah, it was Team Heavy Hockey versus Team EST.
Okay.
So, Benny, Zach, Trev, Tommy, Dusty didn't get the skates on, unfortunately. I'm sure if Belzy showed up, that thing would have been over before it started. So,
Well, and who was playing goal? Did you not have Gager as the goalie?
Boiler Dennis.
Lefebvre. Yeah.
He was great.
Yeah, you're
He
going
did
to
solid.
awesome
He
too.
made
You know, when
big
it's
saves.
hard to make a save when you're being plowed down and like somebody
Yeah.
sitting on you from the other
Opposing
team.
players, like,
it's very
literally-
difficult to score.
sitting on you. And
So yeah, people and listeners just come and join the team. So we had a bunch of nasties out there playing as well, and shout out to them for being a part of it and supporting and coming out on Friday as well. And yeah,
One Ball Cash, who was our coach. Yeah, the call from upstairs was goal interference. The refs didn't even deliberate for 20 seconds.
yep.
well they
But
didn't
also
need to
Heavy Hockey
deliberate for more
goaltending
than
was
20
unreal. He
seconds.
stopped 48 shots. So yeah, I will also actually I have to give a shout out to Koob.
Yeah.
He went on
was
defense.
Yeah.
way better than
Played well.
before.
He's been improving.
Yeah. He was actually pretty sharp most of the time. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's in a lot better shape than he was. So that's probably why he's getting in better shape for this hockey game, so he can
That works.
to get this praise from you.
There's only one time I had to yell for him to come off because it was like, I think we're almost like 3 minutes into the third period. His deep partner, and they started the period, so they're out there for this whole time. His deep partner had already come off. There was an offensive zone face-off. Like, now's the time. Like, let's make a change.
Yeah.
You've been out there, and he's just standing out there. Like, Coop! And he looks, and he like, what? Get off! Like, come on!
Yeah. Good eye, Matty. Credit to our coaching staff for drawing up that great play at the end. It was perfectly executed. No goals set it up. You're welcome. So
he did get an apple.
yeah, I had 1 or 2, I think, but I
You
didn't
and Paul
play.
were flying well together.
We couldn't score though.
Just that goalie was stopping you guys, but he was flying well.
I've got the score sheet. So
Whatever.
They were playing well.
yeah, well, that's all. He was talking about his 2 assists. I just wanted to correct him. It was 1.
Okay. Whatever.
But it was a beautiful assist, I'm sure.
It was. You know what? Thank you. It was crucial.
yeah.
On the heels of -3.
Was I -3? Whatever. Not my worst night.
Oh my gosh.
Not my worst night. I've been way worse. Trust me.
Was a fun night though.
Yeah,
fun 2 days.
Yes.
That's the event.
I've never heard anybody say they've had a bad time.
Yeah.
And honestly, Murray, that was just a good hockey game. Like outright, that was a
was fun.
tight
It was.
hockey game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From start to finish, it was tight. It was exciting. Like,
Was anybody ever 2 goals up?
No, you guys got 2 goals up late because that's
Right,
how we.
right,
You guys scored 2 goals
right.
up late,
Right.
And then we came back down 2 with a minute or like 2 minutes to go or
Yeah.
something to tie it, and then you guys scored the game winner.
Is the legend of Benny Thompson true? He told me after the game that he called his shot on the bench, that he said, boys, I'm going to go out and tie this thing.
Maybe. You know what? Probably.
I'll say yes.
Yeah. That sounds about right.
And the third, I was more on the
Now
defensive
who's
side for that
convincing,
period.
Well, I don't know. So is
We're
is this
only
a
up 4-3
really-
after the second, Big Uke. We're only up by a goal.
Was this is a really seriously played game, or was like there beer in the water?
There was beer after.
It was after,
beer
no?
after, but no beer during.
Water and Gatorade.
I think it was like competitive but good spirited.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's how I would describe
Yeah.
it. It was fun. Like it was fun hockey. Like enjoyed it.
And then there's obviously there's times where when I was screaming for the penalty for the guy leaving the box ridiculously soon.
yeah.
Yeah, you're trying to get the call. You're trying to win this hockey game. But it's also just it's all still in fun.
Right.
Like,
And for the
worst case is-
the charity is the big thing.
Yeah.
the hockey game is just the hockey game.
the
You guys
fun
are out
part,
having
yeah.
fun. Yeah.
So it's people I think go out trying to win, but it's not like somebody's phone out there is going.
Is that out there?
That's really loud.
It's you want to win, but at the end of the day, it's not like there's elbows flying, there's cross checking, and somebody being pushed in the back or anything like that. Like
Until the goalie got run over.
That was egregious.
I was willing to give him benefit of the doubt at that end, but whatever. It's
Savage
true.
and I dropped the gloves a couple of years ago, and he beat the wheels off me. So that was probably the last thought was ever going to
So then the revenge is just take out our goalie.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It's stoop to those lows, huh?
That was tough, yeah.
Yeah, again, it's
You want
just,
to hold it, Murray?
Well,
there's going to be
I
full
don't know.
You haven't won it?
bitterness.
Because I'm an ESTer.
He is.
My show's on EST.
All right, okay.
Not a heavy hockey guy. So I mean,
All
if
right,
I was
that's
ever
fair.
involved, I would be on their side. So
All right, that's
yeah,
good.
This time next year, you'll be drinking out of it, Murray.
red wine.
Whatever.
Yeah, we'll put whatever
Tommy
you want.
calls
And
it
it won't have
shot.
that bitter taste because it'll be won cleanly and fairly, unlike
Well,
this year.
but I just don't understand when you got Belsey and Gager. Like, what the heck? Get him on the ice.
Gager doesn't play net anymore.
got
Unless
back.
He
it's,
did
what
at
had you
the
referred?
Oilers skills competition.
Gager only goes in net when there's a sold out
Sold out crowd, yeah.
or sold out Rogers Place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big-
so it's this,
big crowds only.
And Belsey had a U14 championship to go
Which they won.
10-2.
I heard Gager talking about showing up there, but I didn't actually hear who won.
He was coaching, obviously.
Belsey was, yeah.
GM. Yeah.
Oh, is he the
Because he
GM?
coaches
Oh.
the U18.
Right.
And then he's
Oh,
the
right.
GM for the 4 elite teams, I
Okay.
believe. Yeah.
You need a GM of a four.
Oh, buddy, that,
U14.
it's production, man. Like
You have
that.
to hear the stuff he
Yeah,
goes
oh,
through.
yeah.
Oh,
The
my-
stuff he
wow.
was dealing with last week. I'm like,
Look.
so you like doing this, huh?
Parent stuff, I assume.
Parent stuff, kid stuff, logistics,
Yeah.
and all that. Like it's pretty all encompassing. It's a big operation because his academy has the school component too,
Right.
and then they have the gym that they run out of the Sound Ice Center, which is fantastic, obviously, and then the hockey portion too. So it's a bit of everything, and so he's coach, GM, dad.
Oh, his kid plays too.
Manager, like a little bit of everything.
And he still has time
Counselor.
for hello hockey.
And he's committed to Hello Hockey, yeah.
Dash, if people head to heavyhockey.com/Heavy Hockey Showdown, could they still donate?
Yes.
Is there still time?
Yep.
So there's still time
Please
to
do.
donate if you want to give
Yeah, this
give
ain't
to
over.
Sace.
Absolutely. We got to get to 50.
And again, if you know of anyone that wants to match a $5,000 donation, boom, that's your 5,000 becomes 10,000, just like that.
Yes.
But it was a great time. It was a lot of fun, and just an excellent job once again by everyone at Team Heavy Hockey for all that you guys did that weekend. It was great, and then for those that like you, Robert Clark sang the national anthem. Hunter was walking around giving out candy. It looked like there was popcorn. It was just a great time, and all is fun, and all was a good time.
Yes.
So keep it in mind for next year. Oilers last night
Yep.
booked the parade.
Okay. For beating Nashville.
Wait.
I would
Hey,
hardly
Connor
be.
Ingram's the new starter, like declared starter.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
which that would
interesting.
probably be the biggest. Well, one of the two biggest stories from yesterday is Connor Ingram's story, and then Leon Draisaitl.
All you need is an 890 save percentage to be declared the ultimate starter on this team.
Well, a buddy of mine was texting me that. I'm like, well, is that not ridiculously obvious? Why do they even have to say anything? Because you can't. Jari's not the starter.
No.
But I texted my buddy back and I said, well, they had a mistake in what he sent me because it said he's Ingram the new number 1, and I said no, that's a typo. Ingram's the new number 3. Jari's the number 4. They're just missing a 1 and 2.
Oh.
No, that's pretty well played, actually.
Yeah, and then the 890, like, actually a lot of, like, going through show lineups, getting ready for pretty much all the games this year. You're seeing a lot of 890s, sub 900.
In hockey?
Yeah. Some big names, too, that are not even at 900 with their save percentage. But, yeah, that's fair. I mean, at least there's no more ambiguity to it.
Yeah.
I mean, we all watch it. You see the numbers, and at the end of the day, and Jari ain't it right now. He's got to slowly put together his game, and it doesn't seem like there's going to be a lot of action in actual games for him to do that.
Not sure Jari was ever it. Really.
Well, the hope was he would be it, but you're right.
When you
It hasn't
trade
really
Stuart
worked out that
Skinner, Brett Kulak, and a second-round draft pick, he better not be the worst goalie in the NHL, which he's been since he's been here.
That's going to go down as one of the worst fleecings in a decade.
way. Yeah.
Well, it's one where if the Oilers don't go win a cup this year, is this like I've always felt with Stan Bowman, you've got to change your coach, but is this a fireable offense? If the Oilers fall first, second rounds, and you're riding Connor Ingram, and it's not Tristan Jarry, and you have this guy for next 3 years or whatever it is, still
Yeah, two more
after this
one, yeah.
and you could have just whether Stuart Skinner was the guy or not. Let's say he just still isn't the guy, but his contract's done.
Yep.
He's gone. He's off the books after this
Right,
season.
then
Like
can
you
do
could
whatever
now
you want, yeah.
go and approach this, but instead you miss out on a Brett Kulak, you lose a second round pick, you give up on Skinner, and now you have a guy under contract for 2 more years that might not be playable and is basically buyout proof. Don't know how you're going to trade it. That almost feels for one time like an actual fireable offense for a general manager.
Now, if he was fighting for his job, he would be like, but I brought in Connor Ingram. I don't know if that's a good enough argument to save the job. I don't know, Matty, if it would become a fireable offense, but it is pretty egregious.
That's that's where and to me, it'll be the first time I actually could be like, if the Oilers fall, if you're cup finalists again or something, then it's a little different. But if you're out in the first or second round, and it's Ingram who is in net, or if Jarry goes in net and afterwards and plays so poorly, but you're starting Ingram, I don't know, that one I feel like there's going to be a lot of people getting, he screwed up here. How could you trust him to do anything else?
Like Rip City brings up a good point, right? If Bowman's gonna start saying, "Oh yeah, but I brought in Ingram," if the goalie he didn't bring in and Jarry didn't get hurt, would we have even seen Ingram?
Good point.
Well, my question to see what you guys think on, and this is, Ingram was J. Jonah junk in the minors. Like his numbers in the minors were awful. He was the backup in the minors because
We dig those up for him, right?
Yeah,
it was
I remember
awful.
Tommy. You don't have to. I
It's
remember
like
it.
860.
People were thinking that I can't remember his name. The other goalie that's been in Baco all year,
Tompkins.
that he was going to be the one they call up because Jarry's unplayable.
Yep.
And then he comes up and has he been great? No, but he's been solid.
He gives him a chance to win most starts.
But
which is
so
all
where
you
did
can
that
ask
come
for.
from? How can he be that awful in the AHL? And then
I think the AHL is just a scrambly game. Like when it comes to
It
Ingram,
is.
every goalie has skills or deficits in their game, and I think Ingram's skill is to read the game and play off of those reads. And in the AHL, when everything is scrambling around and
there's not
hard
as much structure there for sure.
So I think he feeds off the structure, and when it's not there, so in an NHL environment, he could probably get a better game in.
yeah,
856
856
with a 404 GAA.
yeah, and that gets
In
you called
11
up to the NHL, doesn't it? Not.
He
He earned every bit of that save percentage,
that's-
from what I understand.
That's what Holtby, when I was talking to Holtby, he's like, yeah, the numbers don't lie. That's how it's been with him down there. And then he comes up here and he's been their best goalie this year. And I don't think that's saying much. Reed puts it that way, and I agree with Reed. Like the goaltending this year, it's been rough. And then the
This year?
defense. I'm just focusing on this year, Dash. So this year it's been rough, and compound that with very spotty defensive play from the guys in front of the goalies. And here's where we are. The Oilers battling to get into the postseason.
I mean, I don't know if Bowman can necessarily get. Does Bowman get the blame for Holloway and Broberg?
No.
They didn't have any cap space because of what was done before, but he could have not had them. He could have matched at least one of them or made some other moves to keep them.
They created the cap space to keep him. So they did do that. So and he did
That's
that.
when they traded CC, right?
Yes.
CC brought in Emberson, all that stuff. They created the cap space, but they could have kept both. It would have pushed them right at that cap though immediately, which they've been at still many times though since then. But I don't blame. I guess he gets half the blame for me.
Yeah, it's a joint blame on that.
Jeff Jackson screwed up in the way of then offer sheets were signed and he didn't have them locked up and stuff like that. You can't. No one can blame Stan Bowman for that one because he wasn't around for that.
Smitty the Welder just texted in exactly what my point was that I was going to try and make, and Bowman should be fired already. Trading Skinner for Kulak and a plug with Ingram is in the minor. Like that's that after the fact.
That's
like
just
I think
one thing though. I mean,
well, that's what
I went on a 15-minute rager on Stan Bowman on last Monday's show here, and like. The Frederick's been a little better. Frederick still sucks, and that contract is. You guys have been using the word egregious a lot today.
Yes.
That contract is egregious, and Jake Wallman's kicks in next year is absolutely egregious. It's there's many things that he's already done here in Edmonton that are disgusting. So
disgusting.
It is.
Murray
I
doesn't
love that,
hide his
Murray.
feelings.
No, I know. Yeah, Murray doesn't pull punches. I'm fully aware.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Well, and his fandoms with Chicago, like, so you can call it straight in Edmonton.
He ruined my damn team in Chicago.
I was going to say, how do you feel about that? Oh my goodness.
About him ruining my team in Chicago?
Yes.
Go back and watch last Monday's show when I had smoke coming out my ears, wrapping off
I caught some of that show, but I missed that
crappy
part. Okay.
deals that he made in Chicago. Trading Artemi Panarin and Tyler Mott for frickin' Brandon Saad. Like, come on.
So as a diehard Chicago fan, do you feel
He's got
that
a tattoo.
Yeah, I got a tattoo to prove it.
diehard Chicago fan?
Yeah.
Do you have a feeling like did Bowman tear down that team?
He ruined the team.
Yeah.
100%. And that's what
I hate that he gets credit for those cups at the end of that because it wasn't him.
He doesn't by Blackhawk fans because he inherited the team.
Absolutely.
And then he ruined the team by making absolutely ridiculously stupid trades. And what I related to last week with these guys is Peter Chiarelli in Edmonton. Peter Chiarelli totally ruined this organization.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone in Edmonton knows that. But has any team been ridiculous enough to hire him and give him another opportunity? No.
St. Louis.
And not as
he's
head
not
coach.
as
GM, not as
GM,
not as GM.
Or GM.
He's in the organization, and
Right.
that's fine.
Right.
And Stan Bowman could easily be in an organization, and he has been okay at signing European talent, so he could be a European scout. And Edmonton fans, if Chiarelli got hired somewhere else, would laugh and be like, "Oh, well, look at those morons." Well, Stan Bowman, Peter Chiarelli, the Blackhawks, and he got hired as a GM by the Edmonton Oilers. So yes, I'm like, what the hell are you doing? You can't hire somebody that is an absolute garbage GM to be your GM and give him a second opportunity after what he did in Chicago. You can't, but they did. So
Not only after what he did in Chicago, what he did.
the mess that he's going to leave Edmonton in, I've called it since the moment he got hired, and I'll preach it till the day he loses his job. But he's going to sewer this organization too, and he is already well on the way to doing it.
I have not been. Last night was the first game I've been to since Bowman was hired, and I have not worn an Oilers logo since Bowman was hired.
So, but is that because of
And we gave away our season tickets.
That's the cover up of Kyle Beach that has you that.
Yeah. I mean, Oilers be Oilering. I don't know if we need to peel that onion back right now, but
Yeah.
there's a lot of frustrating decisions that the club has made over the years.
Yeah, and we beat that horse a lot last week too, because the issue stems from above, and the culture that's been created in this organization by the owner.
Absolutely.
You can't. I mean,
Yep.
it can't be denied that what he is doing to the organization as
Has
an
its
owner
effect.
and
Nailed it, Murray.
yeah, people can't do their jobs when you have people in ownership, pulling the strings like he is. Yeah, so.
Yep.
Go to this text. One thing that everyone's forgetting was that I'd assume that Skinner was on his last legs in the dressing room. I'm almost positive that McDavid, Draisaitl, and the rest of the team wanted to change. Let's not forget Skinner numbers were bottom 5 in the league this year as well. Yeah, he was struggling. I know I was told he wanted a change or wanted out. So
Yeah, and but you could have made a trade, sent him somewhere else, brought up Ingram, and try to get rid of that guy. Like you ended up bringing someone that statistically right now is worse.
Yeah.
But even for argument's sake, let's say same level of what Skinner was, but you're locked in for 2 more years as opposed to being out. It doesn't matter what the feeling wasn't on the last legs.
Yeah.
You didn't have to lock in and be like, well, we just got to do something because now what? Like people will argue that maybe there's Tristan Jarry's on his last legs, but you have 2 years left on a contract as opposed to almost done. Like that's where it's the tough part. If you went goalie for goalie, expiring contract for expiring contract,
sure,
and you maybe gave up Kulak in a second, but okay, sure, but you're out of Jarry after a year maybe.
Yep,
but you're not.
You know, the other thing on last week's show, you were talking about how the Oilers are going to have some cap space upcoming, and I wish I would have sent you the article I read. There's an article that came out like a day or two, like middle of last week, that kind of explained the Oilers cap situation and how they have whatever. I think you said the number, like $14 million.
It's $16.7 million next year,
but they have to sign like 7 guys to out of that money.
Yeah, but you with that money, like you're signing a lot of, like Adam Henrique is a UFA,
Rico's
Jason
not
Dickinson's a UFA, Jack Roslovic's a UFA, Kasperi Kapanen's UFA, Max Jones is a UFA, Colton Dawk's an RFA, Curtis Lazar is a UFA. Everyone else is signed from your forward groups. Connor Murphy's a UFA defensively, and Spencer Stasny's an RFA. You also have to sign Ingram. But like when you look at, you're filling out bottom 6. You're filling out low. You have the ability to go get probably 2 decent priced players and fill out the rest with even the 1.5
as the
million
cap
contract.
is going up. Like if you want to re-sign Murph and Dickey, I mean those guys will take pay cuts on their next deals probably, but it's still $3 million each. Like $3 million is pittance in this as the cap's going up.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, it's entry level guys are the million, but once you're past your entry level deal, you're getting 2 or 3 for sure.
Imagine McDavid took his 15, 16, 17, 18 mil.
They would be completely wiped out of cap space for next year and be in a boatload of.
That's also a projection of 104 million,
and
it still might go up to 107.
107 to 108 potentially.
So there's still now an extra few million. And then 2027-28, they have almost $32 million in cap space. And
Tommy, I've heard
their top
GMs
players
are banking
are
on
signed.
that. Like
The agents are. They know that.
That's their job too.
So Connor Ingram needs to get signed. Okay, so hypothetically, let's say Connor Ingram takes the reins and the Oilers end up getting first in the Pacific, and they win the first 2 rounds of the playoffs, and then they get steamrolled by Colorado or Dallas or Minnesota in the conference final. What's he going to be asking for? 3.5 to 4, I bet.
Probably.
And
Okay, what if you trade Darnell Nurse?
Whoa. Well, then that's a difference. That adds some flexibility to you for sure. But now you need find a top 4 defenseman, and a top 4 defenseman costs you $6 million.
Some might argue, do you need to find a top 4 defenseman to replace him? Because is he a top 4 defenseman?
Well,
I did hear that and read that a lot this year.
yeah.
I mean, I think if you're trading Nurse, you got to re-sign Murphy.
Yeah.
That's also, it's something you'd have to look at if he likes it.
Murphy's an eraser. Like I'm really impressed with him. I was shocked at how simple he keeps it and just successful and simple. Like
You're right. What does that tell you about the defense that are on the team and have been on the team all season?
Just this season?
Yeah.
I know you're focused. Yeah. But yeah, Tommy, absolutely. Great point.
Like we talked about that last week too a lot because of how well I know Dickey and Murph from watching every game of the Blackhawks forever, but they're both solid players. There's no doubt that they've helped in this outside of the Dallas game. Defensively as a team, they played a little bit better. Those guys are a big part of the reason why, and penalty kill has been outstanding since they've been here.
Been much better, yeah.
That's you're not going to get any offense out of either of them, although Dickey did score 1 goal, but they're not going to help you on that end, but they're certainly going to help you in the defensive end, and I truly believe it's showing.
Now, maybe they were worried about Nuge not having his legs underneath him, but I thought it was telling last night that Dickey kept the 3rd line center spot and Nuge played the wing.
Yeah.
Savoy's been playing great.
Yeah,
I think
absolutely.
he continued that yesterday.
He
obviously.
seems like he's
Obviously,
taken
yeah.
a big step.
Yeah.
And good for him.
Yeah, he's had some warts to kind of smooth out a little bit in that game, but he's really impressive. It's not what I thought was going to happen from that trade. You know what? And
McLeod's been really good.
I was just going to say that. You know what? Good trade for both teams. Yeah.
Do you like? I don't think any of us sitting here would say that we expected McLeod's career to elevate the way it has either. I wouldn't have. He's a great. I just thought he was an unbelievable skater and maybe
Played
a
around the
solid
outside a
penalty
lot.
killer, but outside and not not
But wasn't his flaws the playoffs?
soft. in the playoffs.
Or wasn't there in the playoffs?
Well, we'll see how he is.
part
He's
of it.
actually going to play in the playoffs this year. That's,
Yeah.
Buffalo. Wow.
Buffalo.
What a story.
Andrew, the accountant, texting in. Here's an interesting one for you guys. Hypothetically, if the Oilers got one compliance buyout, who are you choosing? Nurse, Wallman, Jari, or Frederick? I might choose Nurse, but still, the way Wallman and Jari have been playing, it could be close. And that's Andrew, the accountant.
Which is
Hypothetical.
hilarious when Wallman's contract hasn't even started yet.
Yeah.
You wouldn't. If that hypothetically would happen, you wouldn't touch Trent Fredericks.
You
It's
can't
not-
pay that for
You
16
You
years.
could eventually get rid of that or something.
Yeah.
Like a 3 with the cap going up, the money the money's not bad. It's the term.
I think Wallman.
Jari's
maybe.
almost done
You would go Wallman.
that contract. I think
Maybe, yeah.
You know that's
I'm with Tommy. It's Wallman.
How many more years does Nurse have?
couple more.
He goes for quite
Three more?
a few.
Yeah, because
It's 2029 or
if they do
2030.
get, if the league did make that rule, they did that a number of years
2030,
ago, right?
Wallman's
When the cap was
2033.
flat for a while, they gave every
Right.
team.
That was out of the lockout.
Two free
Yeah, is
buyouts
that
or
what it
whatever
was?
it was.
It was
Right.
out of the lockout.
So if the league did that, I don't know, they're not, but if they did, I mean, the Oilers would just have to look at that and say, what's the one that gives us the most cap flexibility long term? And I think then that Wallman's the answer,
Yeah.
depending on how many years Nurse has left.
The Nurses would be 2030. Wallman's 2033. The only reason I would say Nurse is I would want that immediate extra money now.
Yeah.
Because the cap is going to go up. And when you get to 2030, 31, 32, 33, 7 might be tolerable. Or you could trade that maybe for half, pay half of it, move on from him. And then what's 3.5 on your cap?
Yeah. And you know what? There's time, like yesterday, he played better. Like, he can still play, but the 7 years, he's already 30 years old.
Yeah. Yeah. So think about that, 37 at the end
Yes.
of it. And you already see the downtick in Ekholm's game, in that mid 30 range that they also just signed for 3 more years. I know, yes, a lesser cap hit, but is in another year or two, is he really going to be a $4 million defenseman?
As long as he's not playing 20 minutes a night. If he's in
Right.
your third pair and steadying force on the third pair and playing 15, then that's not so bad, I don't think. Plus, they like having him around.
So who's going to be the top pairing defenseman in Edmonton in 2 years? I mean,
a
Booch,
scary
obviously,
question.
but
Yeah.
there's nothing coming up. They're trading they have nothing in the farm. They
Bo
have
Akey.
Bo Akey, yeah. They're trading all their assets, so they're not going to be drafting a high-end defenseman anytime soon. So the future's not very bright here if they don't get her done in the next year or two.
I agree.
You trade your next few picks, first-round picks, package them together, go get a defenseman. Just
So-
keep drafting
so
later.
With-
Just keep
and
trading
what do you
first-round
pay him
later.
with?
Well, if you're getting rid of Nurse,
Sure, that's the only way.
which I would never give any sort of, air into that one if it wasn't for the fact that Pagnotta had that report. Now
Yeah.
somebody found that the Oilers will actively try to do this, and at the same
I
time,
mean, it makes sense. for the
somebody brought
Oilers.
up a point where it's if you have a no move clause that moves to modified no trade clause a year later, as a defenseman or as a player, do not want to use that no move clause and try to dictate this summer, have complete control of
Get
where you
traded
would go
where,
type thing, as opposed to next summer where you lose some of that control. You got this for a reason. Are you going to use this one? Or are you just going to be like, no, I'm sticking with the Oilers, and if you want to trade me next year, trade me next year. But here's the teams you can't trade me to. But that's where it's like, okay, maybe he will actually sit there and be like, hey, you will move me next year. But you might move me somewhere where I'm not 100% sold on.
Yeah.
So let's work together right now.
Yeah, the longer he stays, the
Interesting dynamic there. It would be interesting to see how it plays out for sure.
I don't know how it affects the rest of the team. I'm pretty sure Doc is incredibly popular in the room. So
Yep.
Baptized Big Uke. Draft picks are overrated. Vegas never has picks as Rip City. But are we now seeing what's happening to Vegas?
a little bit.
They're the fascinating story. Are we starting to see the decline of the Vegas Golden Knights?
Vegas had so many assets when they came into the league. It was hard to screw that up.
Yeah.
You know, like
I read recently too, in an article about no team in the last decade has won a Stanley Cup without a player that was drafted. I want to say it was in the top 5 of the first round.
yeah, it's something like that. Yeah.
And so those numbers aren't necessarily 100% accurate, but
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that says a lot. And Vegas has that because they have Eichel, right? Eichel was a high pick, and
Famously number 2.
yeah, famously, hey. I don't know. Yeah, you need those elite players, and I mean that's why teams tank, and you get those high end players. You're gonna eventually do something, right? You think if they all stick. If you don't get a Nail Yakupov,
Buffalo could also argue that it takes a long time, and it's not always just those players. Having those players doesn't always help.
but they traded
Speaking
a lot
of
of
owners
great
making
players.
decisions.
Holy, you look at all the great players that they've traded and analyze those trades, and I mean, some of them obviously working out because now they're finally turning a corner. But geez,
Yeah.
they traded a lot of good players away.
Had to.
Portions of this hour of the Hangout, they are brought to you by the High Product Marketing, official merch partner of Edmonton Sports Talk. Promotional products that bring the buzz. Check them out, thehighproductmarketing.com. I was just looking at the standings here. Sabres are only 2 points back of the Hurricanes for best spot in the Eastern Conference. It's just wild. What a season for them. Worry about Leon Draisaitl?
Yes.
Is there? You're worried?
I would be, because that guy's a tank.
Yeah.
And for him to miss the rest of a game is concerning, because we've watched him play through some pretty nasty injuries. Yeah. I obviously think back to that series where Mikey Anderson footed him, and he had a high ankle sprain the rest of the playoffs, and he was great.
All he did is break records versus Calgary.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
So
Gretzky's records.
exactly. So he tried to go back out there, and obviously wasn't good enough and not finishing the game. And then
Said he didn't feel right.
Reed came on, and I'm like, "Okay, what did Knobloch say?" Because we didn't run Knobloch's post game interview. We did Hyman and another one. Anyway, Knobloch kind of said, "Oh, it might not be too long," but anytime he says anything about an injury, we can't believe it, right? So
Add an extra
Times by 5.
Yeah.
3 weeks.
yeah, so it is concerning to me, especially this time of year, because he's going to try to come back as quick as possible, and he's not going to be 100%, quote unquote, and they need him so badly right now just to get into the playoffs, and then when they do, they're going to need him to be a force, and if he's hampered, that's just makes it even tougher. So yes, I'm concerned about it.
Yep. Well said. I'd echo all that.
It was a perfectly legal hit, though.
Oh, great hit.
Like
Great hit.
people
just
saying
a
that
good
it
hit,
wasn't
yeah.
doesn't make any sense to me. Like that's
People are
as
saying
clean
that's
as-
dirty?
Yeah,
How?
I don't know.
Oh, what would you justify that as a dirty hit?
Yeah,
It's-
I mean,
Yeah, their player got hurt.
yeah.
oh my God. It's a violent sport. Last time I checked.
I think it's just the principle of. I don't mind how the Oilers handled it. To be honest with you, I think Frederick got that one penalty when he hauled down Weisblatt, but I said it last night on the postgame show. He handled himself really well, Weisblatt. Like he just he plays a hard game, kind of like a pest, and he did get under the skin of the Oilers. He did take out one of their best players, and it's pretty damn effective.
Did
But
his
I
job,
don't mind
yeah.
how they handled it.
I like that the Oilers went hard after Ozzy.
Yeah.
Afterwards, they played him hard for the rest of the game, and
Good.
I like the response. Right, Kapanen tried to get a piece of him and was two-handing him all the way off the ice, and until Haig jumped in and took pauses, and I thought Pods handled himself pretty good in that
Are
fight.
you on the team?
Did I say me or we again?
No, just a lot of nicknames right now. I'm just
Sorry,
kidding.
yeah.
Kidding, Dash. I'm just giving you the gears.
I was trying really hard to not say we, so I
Well,
thought I
you
was
did
doing
you dropped
doing
an
a wheeze, but then
Aussie
you're
too,
doing some
so
other
I was
ones.
like, oh,
I just don't know how to pronounce his last name, if I'm
Weisblatt.
being honest.
Weisblatt.
What about Matthews hit and the suspension on that one? What do you guys take on that? Is that a big enough suspension?
No.
or-
No,
Yeah, like
That
so
was
that
brutal.
was
pretty egregious.
yes, it was.
That
But-
knee was out there.
and Gudas is kind of a guy he's taken a lot of guys out.
Yeah.
He knocked somebody out in the Olympics too. I think.
Crosby.
Crosby, I think, yeah.
He has a rap sheet too. That was his
Yeah.
4th or 5th suspension.
21 games he's been suspended for in
Yeah.
his career.
Yeah.
It was a dirty play. Like you just clearly see that knee pushing towards.
His head is like over his knee. That's how far he was leaning.
Exactly.
That was awful.
And speaking of responses, how embarrassing is that for the Leafs?
Yeah.
Talk about a lack of give a.
Yeah.
Yeah, that screams Oilers from the decade of darkness where things would happen, big injury, and there'd be nothing. They just don't care. They're checked out.
Yeah.
The Leafs team is done.
That Leafs team looks checked out for sure.
Darn.
And I don't know how you turn that around for next season. I don't think you can.
I saw something on X where clearly a Toronto fan said, "Oh, here's how you fix the Leafs in 3 moves." And the trades, like one of the trades was Nylander to San Jose for Michael Misa and Will Smith. And I'm like,
Why would San Jose do that?
I know. I'm like, yes, what you did would fix Toronto.
Yeah, that would fix them.
But no one is doing what you're saying. The other teams.
Morgan Riley for Connor McDavid might fix the Leafs
that
too.
would fix the Leafs too. Absolutely.
One of the conversations I heard was, should the Leafs go get Elias Pettersson out of Vancouver? Because if there's something if there's someone that is going to thrive in another Canadian market, and everything we've seen in Vancouver is Elias Pettersson will thrive in Toronto. He'll love that medium attention, and he'll love it all. That's the market for him to go to.
So would you trade?
The sarcasm is thick in here.
Would you
right
trade
now.
Darnell Nurse for him?
For Pettersson?
Not
Nope.
a chance.
Not a chance. Pettersson, I think, if he, in a different situation, is going to get his game back.
He
doesn't care about winning hockey games.
he can't handle the pressure of a Canadian market. It seems.
Yeah.
Like, and I know people don't want to, they care about what the media thinks and all of that, but there is a part of, you have to respond at times. And Farhan Lalji had a thing where he had, I think in 3 minutes, he answered 16 questions. Like, that's how short of his answers were.
Jeez.
And Thomas Mueller, who is one of the biggest global stars to have come from soccer, is playing for the Whitecaps. After the MLS Cup final where he lost, he did a full 3-minute interview with Farhan Lalji on the field where he gave thoughtful answers. Yeah. And was there. And this is a guy that is he's in that sport, which is the biggest sport on the planet. It's just the global. Like, Thomas Mueller is a bigger star than pretty much all hockey players around the world. And yet he can stand and talk to a media and have a conversation. But Elias Pettersson can't.
Yeah.
He couldn't handle Edmonton.
No, not many can.
Got to rush back to his hotel room and play some video games.
That's what everyone does in the NHL.
Priorities, right?
And take a couple gummies while they're at it. But
I heard the Canucks were like buying TVs at every road game just so they could play video games in their hotel rooms back in the day, and then they just leave the TVs behind and go to the next.
That happens.
Wow.
That happens.
Well, TVs are quite cheap nowadays.
Well,
like
fair.
you could get a good TV for like a couple $100 for whatever you're just trying for a quick one. Wow. You could easily that wouldn't cost much for a team.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like buying dinner, really.
Yeah.
Well, they would always play cards, and whatever their per diem was, they would use the small bills and the change to play for. And there was always like the winner would take like $1,100, $1,200 out of that on the plane ride, and that's just the small change.
Yeah,
and small bills.
Well, so you were on the road. I mean, this is a story that I know from some pretty good sources, but you would know more than me. That guys, the team, after a couple warnings, if they don't clear their room tabs, then the team has to pay for it. But then they fine the players, like I think $500 or something like that, for not going and clearing their tab.
Makes sense.
And so the players, they don't give a shit about $500.
No, they don't.
To clear to go pay their bill. So they just go.
It's more work for the Canucks team to just take it off their check than it is for them to have to go and check out.
So the players, instead of going and here's my credit card and pay their bill, they would rather just come off their check and an additional $500 from the team as a penalty. How so that you'd verify that?
I could ask about it, but for them it's like it's nothing. It's like dropping a $10 bill on something. So
that would be nice if $500 was like a $10 bill. Like, I would,
no
be
kidding.
Pretty good.
Yeah. No,
You can get some really good French wine for that.
Oh, absolutely.
They traded Nurse for Pettersson. Would Pettersson be to blame for the traffic on Stony Plain Road then? Or
Yep.
How does that work?
Of course. How else would it work? I'm just kidding.
Well, Pettersson and Carolina, though. Pettersson and Carolina would excel, I think.
Yeah, they seem like they'd fit so well together.
Yes, I think so. And they've
Just
been talks
still fall
there for
short.
sure.
I think. Oh yeah, but in the playoffs,
absolutely, fit so perfect.
Doesn't feel like Carolina cares about
great
winning
in the
either.
regular season.
No one cares. No one's following along.
Yes.
Do well and then just
team, man.
crash
I don't know.
when it matters.
You know what? He would be a great Kane, Matty.
He would
That
be
is an
unbelievable.
excellent point.
Like he is what the Carolina Hurricanes are in a player.
Yeah. Yeah, we basically just said that too. Exactly.
That'd be a nice fit.
Maybe
would be a
Eric
great
Tulsky
fit.
will go make that move.
You'll never make it past the second round. You can go home and play
They go
video
to
games
third
early.
round. They go to third round in Carolina. They get to the conference finals.
Even this year, you think Carolina doesn't get to the finals? I mean,
No.
they are a freaking good hockey club.
Yeah, in the regular
This
season.
might be the year.
Yeah.
You know, like if they were gonna
Yeah, so right now they would get
maybe
Detroit at this moment, although they're falling, so they might miss the playoffs, but they're getting Detroit. If they win that, they would get Pittsburgh and Islanders. So their path
an
to a
easy
conference
path.
final is not
It's
bad.
pretty good.
You then are looking at
Tampa.
either Buffalo or Tampa.
Yeah.
I don't know if they could. Here's the one. I would take them over Buffalo just for the
playoff experience.
Yeah.
the atmosphere.
But Tampa,
Oh,
I think
Tampa's
going
built for
to
playoffs.
Buffalo, I don't think Carolina would be ready for that.
I'm going to follow up on Matty on that one. Tampa and Buffalo, if you're them and you get the Hurricanes, what's your strategy? Beat
the
them
crap
up.
of them. Yeah.
Beat them up because they're not big. They're not overly tough. They're fast. They're skilled.
They're an
they work
analytics
hard.
team. Yeah.
But you just push them around. And what have we seen from Buffalo and Tampa the last few weeks? They'll beat you up and then they'll beat you on the scoreboard
They can-
too.
Both of those teams can score a lot of goals.
Exactly.
And
So
play
I
tough
think-
physical. Yeah, Tampa is built for playoffs.
No doubt about it. You know what? Buffalo might be too, but we just don't know,
Yeah, we don't know. Yeah,
right? Like their defense now is huge.
think about those
Bringing in
Carolina-
Stanley and Shen was like now they're all 6'4", 6'5".
Yeah, and Stanley's tough. Oh.
So Shen.
But Carolina. I mean, you look at Rod Brindamore as a coach. Now that guy was a playoff guy, and he can't get that out of his players.
Look at Berube in Toronto.
Yeah,
I'd have thought that was
a good
the
fit.
coach. Yeah. Well, for a team that needed to play harder.
Yeah, but Landon Stankhoven is Carolina's second line center, right? And what's he? 5'9", 170 maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. A great player.
Yep.
But-
no denying that.
Yeah,
Second line in the playoffs is it's
yeah.
a tough game.
I don't know. It'd be interesting. When they manhandled the Oilers here.
They certainly did.
recently,
But
so,
this is
man,
an
it was
Oilers
like-
team that also has been beat like, what was it, 7-2 the other night, 8-1, 8-3. Like, they've gotten their asses kicked a bunch of times.
And you wouldn't claim the Oilers as a big, heavy team
Yeah.
that's going to beat you up fully. So when you have to deal with maybe a Buffalo or Tampa, I guess maybe for the Hurricanes, the best thing is that there's just no Panthers.
Yeah, fair.
Maybe you could catch a Lightning, maybe you can catch a Sabres. But as of right now, what, 3 conference finals in a row? Or 3
Yeah.
of the last 4 years? They have 1 win.
Yeah.
Carolina just feels so generic or something. You know what I mean? Like if you're a Carolina Hurricane and you're going into the dressing room in the second intermission and like who are you looking at in the room to go, yeah, that guy's going to carry us in the third?
Jordan Stahl.
That's a problem.
Kind of, I'm tongue in cheek, but
Well, but that's a problem if that's the answer.
he's a good player.
He's a great player, but is that the superstar you want leading
No.
you? You know,
They don't have that.
all due respect to Jordan Stahl. I think he's an outstanding pro.
I
But
think Taylor Hall was a fourth liner in that game here.
Yeah.
I played, so.
What about goaltending in Carolina though? That doesn't.
Well,
never
Freddie
strikes
Anderson
me.
hasn't been great. They've
Yeah,
been
it
playing
doesn't-
that Brandon Bussey, whose numbers are excellent, but have we seen? I don't think he's played in the playoffs before in the NHL. So
no, definitely not.
Yeah, so that's obviously their big question mark. Vasilevsky in Tampa Bay. Okay.
Yeah.
Buffalo's probably got a question mark in between the pipes too.
They could catch fire though. Like Lyon played really well this year. If he can kind of find that magic in the playoffs, then
and that's fun to say. Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen too.
Well, I gotta admit, I'm gonna be kind of cheering for Buffalo because
I am
they've
too,
been
man.
down
Absolutely.
on their luck
Yep.
for so many years,
absolutely.
and whatnot. So if they make a big run, I'll be pretty happy for them.
I don't know who would be against Buffalo.
How can you be? Just like Carolina. Carolina's a nothing burger in terms of that type of thing, right? So how can you hate Carolina?
yeah, exactly.
But if Carolina was bad for a long time, I wouldn't have sympathy. Like they were just that organization that but whatever, they're there.
Yeah.
Eh. Buffalo, I feel bad for these last number of years.
Yeah.
Carolina is a decent hockey market by all accounts.
It's okay.
But it's not the same as a Buffalo level of
I've
hockey.
been to a game in Buffalo. That's a fun rink to go to.
They sing the Canadian anthem every game.
Yeah.
Wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And Lindy Ruff, look, the guy could have been fired after last year. Could have been fired this season.
Yep.
And
It was all the GM's fault.
I'm still fascinated by
But
that.
you know what? They proved
Still
that
fascinating.
changing the GM mid-season can change the culture.
That's wild, man. But they had good players for like the last 5 or 6 years. They've always had like a decent amount of good players, and they could just never put it together. And yeah, Kevin Adams gets gassed, and all of a sudden they're
Bingo bango.
a top team.
I want him the GM coach of the year. Like the campaign needs to start. Kevin Adams for GM of the year.
For
You said
losing
that
his
last
job and
night.
letting
I
I
just
was
want
like,
that.
you're
I just
crazy.
want to keep going for that. I just want Kevin Adams for the GM of the year. He built this team. Let's give Kevin Adams this team's right. Where are they overall in the NHL?
I think they're top 5 now,
I
aren't
think-
they?
Yeah, right. Fifth, I'm going to say.
They might.
Yeah.
This is like pushing John Scott for the All-Star game.
I was
That's
there.
my
What
point.
a moment. What a moment.
Like we need to do that because this is incredible. They are 4th in the National Hockey League
yeah.
in terms of points.
Good for them.
We've talked about how good Colorado, Dallas, and Minnesota are, and they're tied with Minnesota with a game in hand to even be further ahead.
Thing is everybody's been picking the Sabres as that breakthrough team for 5 years now. Like it's about bloody time.
Yeah. Sooner or later, they had to turn it around.
Well, you'd think
They had
so.
a lot of talent there.
I thought Adams ran that team pretty well. You know, like he's
What?
really
No, they're a joke.
in contract signings. Like I love. Okay, I'll backpedal on that a little bit, Tommy. But
They had like 19 different coaches.
fair when it comes to bridging contracts in Edmonton. How much trouble has that gotten us into? I like that at least Kevin Adams knew who he had. Said, I'm going to sign you right now out of your entry levels, get you on the books for 7 years, 8 years at a reasonable price.
Okay, he got these players there, but he also had to move out a lot of those players, and he had to have so many coaches. And then here's the big thing is like he's not there anymore. And why are they so much better when he got fired? That's the weird thing.
That's what I want to know.
It's like, well,
I wonder what the
clearly
players
he's
are
not
saying.
the right guy.
I think there's some coincidence in there too. Like,
but
Kevin Adams isn't
it was
in the room.
That. As soon as he was gone, they start firing it up. I think they lost a game or two when Kekalainen took over, but then after that, they just took off like a rocket.
like I can see if he had a reputation for being an ass and wasn't good to negotiate with.
But Dash, you
and-
can give him credit for putting good players in place because this is the team that he brought together. But why couldn't they win when he was running it?
I don't know.
I can't give him credit
Didn't
for
the
being a
Chicago
good GM.
Blackhawks
Until he wins GM of the
Chicago
year this year.
Blackhawks
Which would
lobby?
be amazing. I don't think you have to be a GM in the league, don't you?
He was for part of the season.
On that Hawks first cup,
Him and
did they-
Kekalainen, they could have a share the GM award.
God.
with that Chicago Blackhawks first cup, did the Blackhawks not lobby to try and get Dale Talon a ring?
Absolutely, they did. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, go back to Kevin Adams, though. He was the GM when Eichel got traded to Vegas, right?
Yep.
Okay. I mean, you talk about culture and whatnot. Like, there was so much stuff. I don't remember all the details around
It was a
that, but-
surgery thing.
They didn't want him to try it because it was like it would be the first time a hockey player received that.
Neck fusing.
Yeah, it was
Or
like a
vertebrae
neck
fusing or
implant, and they didn't want it. They didn't agree. They didn't see eye to eye on.
which is
doing
why
it
they
and not doing
had to
it.
trade him, and it turned out he's been good. But that was a good trade for them too. They got Alex Tuck
Yeah,
in that trade. I can't remember who else, but they got some good pieces.
Peyton Krebs,
Peyton
I
Krebs,
think.
right?
Yeah,
And the Golden Knights got a ring.
that's right.
Yeah. So who won that trade? I don't know, but so it made me something there though. But I mean, maybe that was just a one-off situation with him and Eichel that they didn't see eye to eye.
Like I think the problem in Buffalo is the owner, and
Well,
he's still
he's-
there.
yeah,
So
it's-
Yeah, look what he just did with the Bills, and after last year and the changes he's made there, those decisions are pretty odd.
Very odd.
on that side of the equation for him too. But
Yeah.
Speaking of the National Football League, Justin Fields is now a quarterback of the Kansas City Chiefs. For the hangout today, he was traded to the Chiefs.
Oh wow.
6th round pick.
So maybe the likely opening day starter for the Chiefs if Patrick Mahomes isn't healthy yet, and hopefully Justin Fields can keep him above water until Patrick Mahomes is ready to go. Because us doesn't think he'll be ready to go.
Yeah,
Forgot his timeline.
ripped up his knee like that.
Yeah, when would
And
his
will he
time-
come back the same player? I mean,
That's a good question.
80% of Patrick Mahomes is a lot better than Justin Fields, but my goodness,
Oh, yeah.
that's,
I will-
he might not be the same.
Tom Brady got a pretty nasty foot injury. He came back, but at the same time, he didn't run like Patrick Mahomes.
Right.
He is targeting a week 1 return, Patrick Mahomes. He's aiming for that, but that's what he's aiming for. You have now the insurance policy. You have the insurance policy if he can't go for a couple of weeks. Because Huss didn't think he was maybe going to be ready to go.
I thought Fields was going to retire or something and become a missionary or something. Yeah, he said that, I don't know, after he got benched after going 2-8 with the Jets, that he was going to become a missionary and travel around and introduce everybody to Christ.
Nice.
Yeah, he says he dreams of becoming a missionary. He said that.
I didn't not believe you.
Random, sorry.
It's like interesting.
He's gonna. God can wait until he goes and tries to win a ring with the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah.
How many weeks from home?
He's trying to be ready for
week one.
No, but when is Mahomes? Oh,
it was the end of December.
Gotcha. Okay,
yeah, that's what they're trying for. Also, the expectation today is the World Cup of Hockey will be announced. How it's going to go and where the host cities are. And Dave Pagnotta of Hello Hockey and the Fourth Period, he did say it's expected that maybe Calgary, Edmonton will be named host cities along with Stockholm because there's supposed to be a European group for it for a bit too. So Edmonton, Calgary,
now
possibly get into 2028 World Cup of Hockey.
This is interesting. Thank you for bringing that up, Maddie, because we got a text that came in with a screen cap from the Calgary Flames website. And it says, which games will take place in Calgary and Edmonton, round robin elimination semifinals? And it says the World Cup of Hockey 2028 schedule in Alberta will include games in both Calgary and Edmonton. Calgary will host 6 round robin games and 1 elimination game at Scotia Place. Edmonton will host 2 semifinal games and the championship game.
Oh, that sounds fun.
And that's on the Flame. It's a screen grab off the Flames website. Good dig.
Ice District's pulls through.
Wow.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean,
Edmonton is owed it.
I was just going to say that. You took
They've
it off the
had
tip
the
of my
rink
tongue.
longer.
That's right.
Well, we've had the rink longer. And the NHL did say, Bettman spoke and said, you'll get an all-star game or a draft.
That's right.
And neither of those came. Yeah. And the bubble is not something I will take as something. Edmonton got that. They got the bubble, whatever.
Yeah.
But that was you're trying to help. Fans couldn't go in. That wasn't anything for that.
That was logistics.
Yeah.
Like it worked good here.
And it worked out. Yeah, the hotel with all that. Edmonton is owed something. I'm surprised both semis are here.
Yeah, and the championship.
Yeah.
And the champion. But yeah, like you said,
you could have
the
split,
semis.
maybe.
Yeah.
But I guess maybe you don't want one team to have to travel and one team not to.
I think, yeah.
But even then, you could have maybe done the 2 semis in Calgary and then the final in Edmonton
Right.
to
That's
split that up.
Yep.
Edmonton getting the 3 primary games and stuff. Maybe it's the Edmonton homer in me. I think it's owed to the city of Edmonton for that one.
How about the rubber match of Canada-USA sitting here in Edmonton?
Fantastic.
I would be in that rink.
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah.
Well, get ready to second mortgage for that one though, because those prices, NHL pricing, this ain't going to be cheap.
No.
They are going to
Secondary
set this
black
price
market will
at
be
so high.
stupid, too. Just like the Oilers in the playoffs.
That would be the only thing I would say. That's the only thing that makes me sad about something like this and North American ticket pricing is we have these events and then they're priced so high that people just can't
Can't
go.
afford it, yeah. That's just businesses snapping it up.
How
It is, but it doesn't happen around the world.
Yeah, fair.
Just happens here in North America when it comes to sporting. And the best fans and the most diehard fans could get knocked out for the other ones.
Yeah.
So that's
how they dug that up? Fantastic. Whoever.
I always
texted
am fascinated how people just find those
Is
things.
it FAQ? I'm
Unless
trying-
that's maybe
I mean, you can go into ChatGPT.
they might have pulled it by now.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
The only thing I would say is hopefully it's not like a Photoshop or something.
I hope not. But I mean, it ties into what Dave was just posting right when we started the show. You know what? You know what I'm going to do?
Go to the Flames website.
I'm going to grab that screen grab and send it to Dave and see if he can confirm it.
But yeah, we're waiting to
dig.
hear that. Mm-hmm. I think that'd be a good time zone for the world too.
Well, after the Olympics, we needed just a good time zone for us.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think for when those games would be. Like a 4:00 game here, 6:00 out east. Yeah, we'll see what those times are. It'd be nice to have just hockey throughout the day again. Like an afternoon game and stuff.
Though, right? You said 2028?
Yeah.
Will the Flames' new rink be open by then?
Yes.
Okay.
That fall, it'll have open. That'll be their first season in the new rink.
And it's going to be mid-season, like kind of what the Four Nations was?
Yeah, Feb. So instead of an All-Star break,
Instead of the All-Star game.
there'll be a World Cup break.
Will Russia be playing by then? Will they be allowed to be playing?
I don't
The
2028?
NHL has said that they will decide, they will follow what the IIHF will do. They don't want to make a decision. They're just going to hide behind the IIHF on whatever decision they want to make. So the question is, will the IIHF make a change to that? IOC looks like they're getting set to make a change, although there were some things that popped up at the end of the Olympics that maybe will shift that. FIFA's probably getting set to put them in. I don't know about the IIHF, though.
Once one does, I think everyone will just move on in that same direction.
I don't know if everyone would follow FIFA. I think they'd follow the IOC. If IOC doesn't do it, I don't think others would do it. If FIFA does it, I don't think others will follow FIFA. Because FIFA is a much more, with their leader right now, and there's just a lot of bad coming from FIFA that I don't think a lot of people are associating with FIFA as much. But the IOC, I think, yeah. I think if the IOC did it, it would go. But the latest was there's more reports coming out that the head of the Russian anti-doping agency was actually very involved in their 2014 doping scandal and stuff, that it was even bigger, or went even deeper than had been initially discovered. That are they going to get a better, bigger, longer punishment still for that doping scandal, along with everything that's come since, including the invasion of Ukraine.
What's the bigger offense there? Is it the doping or the invasion of Ukraine?
The Olympics is the doping, is where it started. I think they were getting set to maybe start lifting, and then the invasion of Ukraine happened.
So the
it's
U.S. will
okay,
be
it's all
banned
in.
for the invasion of Iran?
and
or what?
then,
I had that thought in my
well,
mind
like,
too.
honestly.
Yeah.
well, there's a lot of those thoughts being thrown out there.
Yeah. Could turn this into a big
Yeah, let's not go political,
show,
but yeah, we'll talk
it's-
after.
I don't know.
We'll go talk at McDonald's when we're older. Okay?
Well,
How's that?
I don't eat at McDonald's. It's not
I don't either.
unhealthy.
Usain Bolt ate McDonald's before his runs.
What?
Yeah. Usain Bolt loved McDonald's. Maybe still does.
Ba, 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 ba.
So if the world's fastest man can eat McDonald's,
Can you put a Jamaican
surely can eat
accent on that?
McDonald's.
No.
Oh my gosh.
You could put that in your temple and get ready for a workout.
I do not think I
Get
would
some
do
nuggets, Murray.
Oh,
The
boy.
Little activation?
Bolt.
the World Cup stuff, 100% legit. It is on the Flames website.
Oh, no way.
Wow.
But not on the Oilers website?
So how does that appear there without getting a formal press release?
I don't know. Maybe they had
Somebody
it
just clicked
scheduled-
live early.
Yeah, exactly, and that can happen.
In 2008, Usain Bolt ate roughly 100 chicken nuggets a day.
Whoa.
And that's when he set the world's fastest record. So Murray, this is what your workout's missing. You're missing out on the chicken nugget load to get ready for your workout.
Well, McDonald's isn't open at 4:30 in the morning, so I guess
Sure it
that's
is.
24. They have the 24 hour
24
ones. Yeah.
Not where I am.
why. Well, I guess that's how little I know
It's
about
they
McDonald's.
wouldn't
I didn't
be
know
walking, but it'd be drive-through.
Yeah.
Drive-through.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
the ones in Sherwood Park
And
close at midnight now.
Now you can just do like
It's gotta be
screen
McDonald's.
order and stuff.
Yeah.
Just punch it in.
A&W is 24 hours, but that's
gotta
not what
be some-
Usain Bolt was eating.
No.
Imagine if he was
Nuggets a
eating
day.
whistle dogs.
You know,
Hashtag bring back the whistle dog.
yeah, and we did.
Hashtag hold the
Morning
relish.
show did. I actually had a great hot dog at Honey Honey on Saturday. It was they have just like a very limited menu,
Yeah.
and because we're how we're doing downtown dining week right now,
Yes.
and we partnered up. We went to a bunch of different restaurants. Honey Honey, Scotty and the crew there, they actually put one of their gourmet hot dogs on Instagram and like dressed it up really nice with ketchup and mustard, and they tweeted at the DBA because they felt left out of downtown dining week with their hot dogs. So I had one. It was good. You know what it was like? It was like a glizzy at the turn at the ranch. Didn't have all the accoutrement that you guys have available.
Accoutrement.
Yeah, cheese and jalapenos, banana peppers and onion and sauerkraut. But it was just ketchup and mustard. But it was a good sized dog, fresh bun, delicious.
That makes the hot dog? A warm bun
Yep.
with a hot dog or a toasted bun? Either way.
Toasted. I like the warm steamed. What is
Yeah.
it? Steamed, I think.
That's
It's
what we have, yeah.
a game changer.
Yeah, I agree.
Where'd you find that on the Flames website? Because I don't think it's live, just something to click.
Yeah, we've got the link.
It's the link then.
Did you see it?
No, is it somebody texted it to us?
Yeah.
Okay, so then what I'm assuming happened is they haven't put it on the Flames website like on their main page for you to click.
Yeah.
But they have the link live
Yes.
probably because somebody needs to look at it or
100%
something.
too.
And I could pull it up from the chat.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right at the top.
And that's probably why, like, if you're digging, that's how they figured it out. Somebody was just digging and they found this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is fully on that site.
Good dig.
And did they try that with the Oilers?
I just did. Yeah, it's nowhere there.
Not there.
CTV's 37 minutes ago. So
Right, but you have to have the actual URL. That's the thing. Because it's like if you go to the Flames website and you just look, it's not there.
Gotcha.
You have to have the actual URL, which take you directly to the page.
Okay, I got a text kind of in relation to this and the McDonald's discussion we were
Oh, and
having.
it says though Prague is going to be the
Prague, not
European
Stockholm.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay, that's cool. Prague's supposed to be awesome.
I've heheard it's a great city.
Yeah. Apparently it's wicked. Bruins fan Chris texting in says, I feel like Calgary will get more NHL events than Edmonton just solely because of Calgary's location. 45 minutes away from the mountains. Edmonton, you're 3.5 hours. Bruins fan Chris, I made it in like 2 to the mountains. 2.5.
Pardon?
Yeah.
Which
Tommy's
mountains
private-
did you go
Yeah,
to?
He's got a private
Jasper.
jet.
No kidding. I'm like,
How
what the
fast
hell?
are you going?
I was very efficient. Very efficient.
He's flying his PJ.
No, I wish. And then Bruce fan Chris says more to see and do in the Calgary area. I don't like that argument. I know Edmonton is owed a major NHL event like an All-Star game. We did have the Heritage game a couple years ago. And then Bruce fan Chris says verbatim, I'm just going to read it. Bro, McDonald's in Sherwood Park is open 24 hours. LOL with LOL.
Which
emoji.
one?
I don't know.
Well, he can
I
tell
don't
me.
live in Sherwood Park anymore.
Well, Calgary for the flights. I mean, it's
flights,
just, it's
yes.
just way easier to get
And the
in and out
mountains
of
are right
Calgary from anywhere in the world than it is Edmonton, which
Yeah.
that's
Well, I love the freaking ask questions. One of them is, why is Calgary getting 7 games and Edmonton only getting 3 out of the 10? But they don't have the questions, why is Edmonton getting the semis and not?
And final, but not the.
What 8 nations will play? One of them is, will Russia? At this time, we cannot speak to the 8 nations that will participate.
well, that's fair.
How does this impact the schedule? Info will come later. That's what it said. Scotiabank, yeah, there's not a lot. Are there sponsorship opportunities? More information will be provided later. Now, these frequent asked questions don't hurt to answering a lot of questions outside of knowing who's. I like, what is the estimated economic impact of hosting? Like that's one of the main thing most people are going to ask about. That's exciting then.
That's very exciting, yeah.
Wait for that. We'll watch Toronto lose their mind that they're not hosting it. Just like they always get upset whenever like Edmonton. Well, when Edmonton was hosting Ice Tech, they got all upset, and then yet Commonwealth was filled in the cold.
Yep.
And Toronto still has games which is filled with opposition country fans in it and not Canadian fans. But good job, Toronto.
Yeah, good
You
job.
think about the Toronto Maple Leafs haven't won a Stanley Cup since 1967, right?
They haven't won a Stanley Cup past expansion.
58 years. And with the way they are trending right now, when in heck could they win a Stanley Cup? Like they might go 100 years without winning a Stanley Cup.
Wouldn't be unheard of in professional sports.
100 years?
Cubbies.
Cubbies were over 100 years.
Holy. They were over 100 years.
Yeah.
And I would actually argue that it's probably going to be more common to a degree with more and more teams coming.
Good point.
Well,
If you get to 36 teams, there's going to be certain, like Columbus is 25. Is that what we have? 25 years in?
100's a long way away.
Has Columbus come close?
They've won how many? What did we say? 5 games? 5?
Something like that?
Remember that year Tampa hardly lost a game all year long,
Yeah.
14 games or something they lost, and then Columbus swept them in the first round of the playoffs.
It was like 4 of their 9 career or like franchise playoff wins ever.
That's
type
what it
thing.
yes.
Like something like that.
Yeah.
Like it's very small.
In that one
So like,
series.
so when's Columbus expected to go win a Stanley Cup?
Well, they got some decent young talent. I think are they going to win a Stanley Cup? Probably not. But I mean, they're going to be a okay team for a while.
Hopefully.
Speaking of franchises too, the NBA also announced today, or it's being reported today, they are going to a board of governor vote to not open up expansion. They're opening up expansion bidding exclusively for Seattle and Vegas. That's what they're looking at. And they're expecting bids between $7 and $10 billion.
So Fenway Sports, which LeBron is a part of, correct?
Yes.
I think they sold off the Penguins.
Yes.
And I'm assuming part of it is to ramp up liquid and have assets available to get this NBA expansion franchise in Vegas. Because LeBron has been rumored to be a part of ownership in Vegas for years now.
You can own a team when you still play?
Wow.
And it's a different team than you play for?
Some think he'll just jump to that, or maybe he goes plays for them.
Yeah.
It'd be like 28, 29, I think, is the target for the start of the season, for their first season.
So we're talking about, how the owner of Edmonton plucks Paul Coffey and puts him on the bench in Edmonton. Could you imagine the owner is on the floor playing?
Well, that was Mario Lemieux, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was part owner of the
that's
Pens when he
true.
came back and played, which was weird. Did they have to take down his banner or they leave it hanging there? MJ they took down, I think.
you're right. There was a banner that was taken down for a bit or
Yeah.
something, which I don't know why.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think the NHL is hoping $3 to $4 billion for their next expansion.
In the NBA, who's going to move to the East?
Wasn't there a lot of talk about Memphis? That
Memphis or Minnesota is really all that
Memphis
makes sense, I think.
out of there.
Chicago,
Oof.
maybe.
I mean, that'd be a dream. Whoever's going has got a much easier path to the finals.
Trying to think who else I'd have to look at the map to see who would make more
Yeah,
sense to swap over. But because Illinois is more east than Minnesota,
Yes.
so I would think Chicago would be in line first.
I'm sure hoping when NHL expands that my Hawks get moved over into the East so we don't.
Oh, Chicago is already east. My bad.
Yeah, they are.
Sorry.
Here are your central
Thank you, Max
time zone
Bezos.
teams.
So then it'd be Minnesota.
Thunder,
Minnesota or Memphis, I think.
Spurs, Rockets, T-Wolves.
You can't do any of the Texas teams because they're all in the same. You don't want to
Yeah.
split them up.
Grizzlies, Mavs, but you said like the Texas thing. Oh, New Orleans.
Yeah, I guess one of those teams.
Is New Orleans Eastern time zone? Because that would be the easy one, right?
New Orleans is a central.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure they're central, but maybe not.
Utah's Mountain Time.
Current time in New Orleans.
Be interesting.
I just am fascinated by the money.
You think they'll get
Like
those
11.
those franchise fees? Well,
They will get that money. The
You think
Lakers
so, yeah?
just went for a franchise value of 10, I think.
Yeah.
The Celtics just sold for 9 or
A
something.
lot of money, yeah.
Like this is a chance to own in the NBA. I don't know who has the money. Like now we're going to a point where it has to be hedge funds and things like that coming together, and that's where it's money. It's not like you're not getting the singular owner anymore. There's other money largely around it, but there's absolutely going to be somebody.
And buying in at that amount of money, is there actually room to make money, or is it beyond that now in professional sports that you're not going to own a team and be able to sell it for more than you paid for it? Because how can it go up from 10 billion?
Have we seen franchise values ever come down?
Yes.
Not when it comes to selling and stuff like these things.
Well, like the
Steve
Oilers,
Ballmer
for
bought the
example.
Clippers for $2 billion, and it's been going up ever since.
Yeah. What did Cates buy the Oilers?
240.
240?
240. And then what did the group that came together and bought him from
Like I
Pocketon?
think it was like 80 or 90 million.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, and they got
put
a
in, like,
discount from
$2 million
ATB.
each or something like
Yeah,
that. or-
ATB gave them a good price to keep them local, I think.
The Coyotes just went for $1 billion.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
But the
What
last
was the Senators?
Centers were over $1 billion.
Yeah.
Were they? Wow.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Maybe it was like high 900s.
Do you
But
think how many sports teams can we put in Las Vegas?
one
all
of
of
every
them.
sport.
Yeah, one
Yeah.
of every
You
sport
think it'll
for
be
sure.
successful?
It's already
Yeah.
going.
Have the Raiders been?
The Raiders have been great.
Have they been filling?
It's
Oh, yeah.
they have 1 million people.
No, it's like 2 million now.
Is it 2 million?
Yeah, Vegas is getting big.
They've got a lot of like just sit, and then you add in you have the tourists.
Tourists. Yeah, there's got to be a million tourists there at any given time, too.
Yeah.
And you see, like, there's planefuls of Oiler fans that go down to watch games there. And
Yep.
it's such a destination that you probably get that with a lot of teams that people fly in just to watch their team play there and then make their little holiday of it?
Vegas proper, like within the city limits, 640,000, but Metro 2.265 million.
Huh.
Yeah.
It was always important the NHL got there in Seattle first.
Yeah.
They've now been able to build a nice base both in Vegas, but also Seattle. Because when the Supersonics come back, that's going to be a huge deal. But they've at least built a Kraken fan base.
Yeah. Where's next in hockey then?
Houston, Atlanta, Arizona, and
New Orleans has been talked about.
yeah,
I think Portland would maybe be thrown out there.
yeah.
Kansas City,
That's the other
always
one.
thrown out
Kansas
there.
City, yeah. Huh. So lots of options.
Yeah, they all go.
NHL
The
could
NHL
grow
will
to
go to
40.
36.
Yeah.
NBA is going to go to 32. I'll be fascinated when baseball goes to 32. And then I'm fascinated what the NFL chooses to do.
NFL, don't they keep talking about like Europe, like expanding into Europe?
Or Mexico.
Mexico,
City,
yeah.
They just, I think something, their next deal with CBS or something is going to pay them like $3 billion a year. Just to see, like just from one of their networks is $3 billion.
That's wild, man.
I thought I'd heard something about Vegas teams struggling financially, and I just did a little search here. So, like the Golden Knights recently placed 10% of itself up for sale for $200 million, a high valuation that might suggest there's a need for capital or cash to pull out of the team. You guys said it kind of like, I mean, there's locals there, but can they fill 5 different sports stadiums and sell them out? And then what happens when tourism continues to decline?
The one they don't want there is the baseball team, but they're just getting that.
we're-
forced
Well,
on them.
it was
Yeah, we're
almost
talking
voted
about
out,
over-
wasn't it, by the taxpayers? Like it was like 52%, I think, that they...
Yeah, but we're talking over 2 million people. There's a lot of cities that over 2 million people have all those sports franchises. We're talking NBA, NHL, NFL, NBA. That's it.
MLB.
That was that's the 4 Big Four.
Oh, I think you said one of them twice. Okay.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay.
That's like that happens all the time in a lot of cities. And also, like, I think one of the things, like, we saw Tom Dundon sell off part of the Hurricanes. That was to get money so he can go purchase the Portland Timberwolves. But a lot of these teams are seeing organizations across all the leagues. I can sell 10, 15% of my team and I can take a bunch of cash. I put a high valuation. I just get a bunch of money. I still have full control of my organization.
yeah.
I'm just also going to get a bunch of cash out of it, like slowly sell out. So, because most franchises, like you don't make money until you sell. You're not making money while fully being an owner. Well, if I'm
seen
Bill
the prices
Foley,
at Rogers Place?
I'm Bill Foley. I may not see that. Probably don't want to sell this team. I'm probably going to own it till I pass. But I could sell over the next number of years, maybe upwards of 40% of equity in this team, and I could just keep bringing in a lot of extra cash for my family.
He's the majority owner there, and there are some minority owners. I think the guy that owns Booster Juice is one of them.
Bill Comrie, is he not?
He might
This
be.
is only
There's
who, sorry?
the Golden Knights. There's Victor. I
owns
this
a little
guy
bit.
Victor. That's a part owner as well.
Booster Juice.
Boosters, yeah. He's from Edmonton.
Yeah, and the Golden Knights are at 100% capacity this year. Or have been at 100% capacity.
sell out, yeah.
Just under 18,000.
I think the hockey team's always done well, but I was just curious as
Yeah.
they started to expand into other sports and other franchises, whether they could still maintain that. And
They show up.
I knew MLB was almost voted out by the taxpayers. So then, now you're going to bring in another major sports franchise. And
The Aces and the WNBA are
the Aces as well. That's
very
right.
popular.
Yeah.
They do well. They've been winning a lot lately. They do have a arena football team that plays out in Henderson, where the Silver Knights play. They have a AAA baseball team in Summerlin. That this year they're going to host a couple of series with the Athletics going down to play. There's a lot going on there. The G League is there, or no? What's the Summer League for basketball?
Wasn't it just the summer league?
The Summer League is in
G League,
Vegas.
Yeah, I think there's 2
The G League is there. They're
is
playing
the farm
throughout the
team,
season,
yeah.
but then there's the summer league.
Summer League, right?
Expos will know that one.
Yeah.
You look.
I'm trying to. I lost my train of thought there. I was trying.
Well, While you're thinking, this is the EST Hangout presented by Sentinel Storage, Canada's storage experts, live right here at Edmonton Sports. Like your clear choice for Edmonton Sports. We've got Lock Shop coming up at 11. We've got Oil Stream. We've got EST Afternoons. We've got the Reed Wilkins Show with Jay Milne. That is all coming up until 6 o'clock. We got Dash from Heavy Hockey and Champs of the Heavy Hockey Showdown. Murray McCourt, Tom Gazzola, Matt Iwanyk with you here. Portions of this hour, the official drink of the EST Hangout. It is Dylan's Small Batch Distillery's refreshing cocktails made by the #1 canned cocktail brand. Made the right way, crafted right here in Canada.
And taste even more sweet in a Heavy Hockey Showdown
yeah,
cup.
there you are.
Well, have you done it yet?
Not yet.
It's going to taste bitter still.
It's
That
tainted.
entire cup is just tainted for a year. It's just always going to have that little bit of a bitter taste to it.
Oh boy, they'll never get over it.
We were pouring
Don't
6
make
o'clocker lagers in there just for spite on Saturday, so I thought it tasted pretty damn good. But
How dare you besmirch 6 o'clock or lager? I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Well, at least you were
not
supporting
bitter.
EST in the victory.
they supported us.
Bitter, Murray. It's just defending what is right and what is wrong, and just trying to point out they hire the refs.
Yeah.
I'm not saying Brett's a member of Heavy Hockey or anything, but, you know.
Surveyor Brett was the referee.
Yeah. What a coincidence, eh?
Has he been banned from the EST chat?
A few years ago.
texting?
No.
I've got a minute 18 video from the NHL. Calgary, Edmonton, Prague will be the host for the 2018. Shall I play this?
Yeah.
My home country. Big news. I'm so happy to share that the 2028 World Cup of Hockey is heading to the capital city of my home country. Gratulacje do Prahy.
That was David Pasternak.
City of Czechia and one of Europe's leading cultural and economic hubs will host half the field of the round-robin portion of the tournament inside its iconic O2 Arena.
I'm excited to announce that the 2028 World Cup of Hockey is coming to my very own hometown, Calgary, Alberta.
That was Cal McCarr.
Calgary, where bold city energy meets the breathtaking views of the Canadian Rockies, will host the other half of the field in the round robin at the all-new, state-of-the-art Scotia Place.
I'm absolutely thrilled to announce that the semifinals and final of the 2028 World Cup of Hockey will take place in Edmonton, Alberta.
Edmonton, the gateway to Canada's north and birthplace to nearly 200 NHL players past and present, is where the 2028 World Cup of Hockey champion will be crowned.
The 2028 World Cup of Hockey presented by the NHL and NHLPA.
Coming in February 2028.
Cool.
I love how they have the two guys from their cities, and then Edmonton, it's like Connor McDavid. You got to use him, but not an Edmontonian. Should have Jason Strudwick or something. Do it.
I also am a little bit surprised and disappointed that they didn't mention how close Edmonton is to the mountains like they did for the 2020 bubble.
yeah.
Oh, right.
That was outstanding.
I remembered I would do hits with stations in other markets, and they're like, "Tom, can you see the mountains?" Well, I'm like, yes, I'm on my balcony. It's staring directly west, and I can just see the outline of the Rocky Mountains 2.5 hours away, 3 hours for some. They're right there.
But it's now official. Edmonton semifinals,
Nice.
final, the World Cup of Hockey. It's fascinating that we had all these stories about Calgary being in the bidding, and there's all these news coming from Calgary, and Edmonton was just quiet the entire time.
Very quiet.
They just left it alone, and just whatever.
Who would be negotiating that for Edmonton? Would that be the Oilers Entertainment Group would be involved with that, or is that?
Yes,
They'd have to be in it, yeah. I don't know.
There
whether
was
that's
the press release from the Calgary website had Stu
Ballantyne. Yeah.
He was quoted in it. So he's in the business ops. Stu McDonald would easily be part of that.
Would be, maybe Tim Shipton a little bit too.
The province and the city were involved as well because Daniel Smith, Premier, was quoted in it. Mayor Knack was quoted in it as well. So there'd be a lot of different elements. I think Explore Edmonton would be part of that. From a tourism perspective, they'd be involved in something like that. There's a lot that would go into to that.
Sure.
But then the Oilers would easily have to be part of that.
Yeah.
This
And Cates would, I'm assuming,
yeah,
have gotten involved in
His
some
people.
capacity.
Jurgen Schreiber and some of his people. This also might kickstart construction on phase 2. I know that tower is supposed to get going in a year or two.
Does it kickstart or does it delay it?
I think they
you
want
wait-
as much stuff done. That event center is supposed to get going this year.
That one, yes, but the stuff behind is going to take too long. You only have 2 years.
it is a barren wasteland right now that they use as parking.
Do you want to show barren wasteland or do you want to show construction? That will be the big question.
I prefer construction for
I
our
would think
sake.
so, maybe, but
Yeah.
or do they make sure the shots are always like they usually north facing south?
Yeah, those
So you
shots
hit
look
that.
good. Those shots look good.
How long does it take to build a tower? Like, it's got to be well over 2 years, wouldn't it be? Or like,
Well,
Depends how big, obviously,
couple
but
years,
yeah.
the one that they're talking about, the First Nations group that bought the building, the Connect Center, I think it's called, on the west side of Ice District. Everything's in place, like the base, obviously, to just start building a tower. So,
Yeah, so that would be a little bit quicker.
Yeah.
Our building took 3 years, a little over 3 years.
but you
I
have to
think.
dig down like 10 stories, I think.
So that's the savings. They don't have to dig down or anything. It's just
start
let's
building
start
up.
building up. But then you're gonna have construction all around the ice district. You're gonna have to have a tower and all that. I don't think a crane. I don't think they'll want that ahead of the World Cup.
You might be right, Maddie. But this is good. This is real. I'm very excited
it's great
about
for
that.
the
That's
city,
a good
for
get
sure.
for the city.
Great for Alberta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The province, good for Calgary.
It's, as I said, the things are going to be expensive, but a lot of people are going to fly to this one too. And there's going to be a lot of people coming in to want to watch this because they're going to want the chance to be there just as much as any Edmontonian's going to want to be there.
For sure.
And it might be Canada-US rematch.
Oof.
I hope so.
Yes, please.
Stantec Tower took 4 years,
Did it?
but that's the biggest.
Yeah, but they actually went
They had to
that
dig.
that parking garage underneath
Took a year.
Ice District. Yeah, that is there's like 4,000 or 5,000 stalls down there.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
It's crazy what they're doing in Calgary as well. I've been involved in that design, and it's because you're gonna walk into that stadium, right into the lower bowl will be all below you. So you walk in the front doors, you don't go up. You walk in the front doors, and the entire lower bowl is below.
That's kind of
Which
Isn't it on a floodplain?
Tommy, you just took it off the tip of my tongue. The design is phenomenal. Honestly, it's kind of like a cruise ship. Like the entire bottom of the arena has a bladder, and if and when water happens to ever get in there, there's like probably a $5 million system that just flushes the water right out the other end of the building.
God.
And, yeah,
That's good. Somebody had mentioned that they sprung some water when they were digging.
yeah,
I'm like, oh.
yeah, that did happen.
One ball
Started
cash.
bottling it for spring.
So Edmonton gets semis and finals. Yes, Edmonton's going to get the 2 semis and a final plus 3 preliminary or round robin games.
Nice.
Based off of what we read before.
Very exciting.
Also, you want to talk a little curling?
Well, I'll talk curling.
Because you did text me last week. Like,
before
if
the
that's not
Players'
the stuff-
Championship, you're going to ask me about curling?
Well,
Well, he texted me about the curling last week.
All right.
we're both big curling guys.
And now's the crazy season because we're post Olympics and post
Yeah.
Briar Scotties. So teams now reshuffle to get ready for the next Olympics. They reorganize, they retool. There's free agency basically in a way. Teams cut players, people leave teams. It was announced Saskatchewan, who've done really well under Mike McEwen for the last number of years. The team cut him as a skip.
Wow.
And they did announce it. So I was maybe going to do a whole lot of piecing together on this, but I do know that one's been released. So Tyler Tardy has left Team Cooey and is going to be skipping Team McEwen. Now, as you said, they were awfully good the last couple of years. So I'm pretty surprised by that move. But that one's been announced. But some other ones that I know about here is Botcher is going back to skipping. So he's got his team, and he wanted to stick. I got to just find it in this string.
Where's
here.
John Morris right now? While Murray
He's
finds that?
retired, yeah.
Oh, he's done.
Horgan Brothers and Jeff Walker. Botcher?
Yeah.
Because
Did they announce that now?
Mike, the Michigan fan, just put that into the nasty chat.
Yeah, that here it is right here. Yeah, Botcher stay with Walker and the Horgans, who were on Team Epping. So that is 100% a done deal. And then, well, Cooey has already made a change because it was going to be BJ coming back to play with Cooey, who they went to the Briar together and whatnot. But now BJ is not coming to them. He is that Johnson Tao that they beat in the Alberta Championship that was skipping a team. He's going to be the third for Kevin Cooey. And but so McEwen is the odd man out right now. He doesn't have a team. And then EJ McGuire announced his retirement with Dunstone. So when he's done after the Worlds, Nichols, who was with Gushu, is going to move to Dunstone's team.
I have a question, Murray. When these guys, like, they move to different rinks or teams or whatever, do they negotiate, get like a salary, or does part of them switching to different rinks involve money? Straight up?
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, especially, that's why Botcher was out with Gushu. He was guaranteed a certain amount of money to do it. But Gushu and Rachel Holman, I mean, those two teams are on another scale sponsorship-wise compared to anybody else.
Okay.
So that's just a different beast. But there are more and more in Alberta. That's all they do is curl.
They're basically free agents then, and then they just
I mean,
they get an offer and they go to a competitive rink that they think they can win a Brier.
Well, and I think
go to an
too,
Olympics.
like some of the discussions come from if we bring you onto our team, what sponsors can you bring with you?
It's kind of like racing.
Right. So that's a factor, and I think in it too, because if someone doesn't have any sponsors that they can bring, it's like, oh well, geez, that's how they make their money, right?
Right.
So, well, of course they can win some, but they need the sponsorship money to pay to get to where they are and things like that. So, getting sponsorship money is a big part of what it looks like, and so part of how teams can sometimes come together.
Interesting.
I'll be intrigued what happens with Gushu's team. That's what I'm intrigued.
Well, they're all.
Oh, I guess Botcher's left.
Yeah, Botcher. Two of them are on Team Botcher, and Nichols is going to Dunstone. So they're all
Eaten up.
all eaten up now. Yeah.
Okay, a couple quick things. I just screwed up my YouTube chat. Oh, that was from that. Why is my chat gone away? Oh, here we go. Robert, I've heard that they're going to build another 7,000 seat arena where the Backrat was, moving the Oil Kings there, getting a PWHL and lacrosse team.
That fell apart.
Yeah, now it's
around
this
COVID.
event center that's being announced, that has been announced, that's got the funding. It's an indoor-outdoor facility that is not designed for sporting that we've gathered.
little bit of sporting.
From hockey, from like a hockey perspective.
Retractable roof. So like ball hockey and things like that.
Well, they have like the beach volleyball event.
Yeah, that's
they'll
right.
do like remember the basketball, the 3-on-3, 3x3. They can still
You're gonna do
stuff
social
like that.
events, and I heard there's a market going in there, and
Concerts too, or something.
yeah, that's
Concerts.
right. Yes, absolutely, Marie. Yeah.
But that whole thing that's not what is happening there.
Yeah.
And then, we're Edmonton, Calgary, Prague, getting the World Cup of Hockey. We've talked about that. Crepe is saying, rather go to Prague. The beauty is you could actually do Prague and Edmonton. A lot of these players, if you could go to Prague for because they're getting preliminary, Edmonton's getting the semis and the finals, plus apparently 3 round-robin games or whatever. So you could still go to Prague, and even for the players, go to Prague and then come to Edmonton.
That sounds like a lovely summer.
No kidding.
Although it's in February.
Is it February? Oh, that's right. Sorry. I always thought World Cup before used to be in the summer.
Yeah,
But they're moving it to take away the All-Star break.
All right.
And put this in there.
The NHL wants this instead of the Olympics moving forward.
Yes.
Well, both.
Well, we're going to freeze our balls off then.
Olympics every 2 years and this every 2 years.
I don't think the NHL wants to be in the Olympics. I
It's
think they
gonna
want to
take a
create their
long
own
time
World
to
Cup
get
and
there,
their own
but yes.
Olympics because they don't get the videos, they don't have rights to any of the pictures.
They own all the
videos.
money. They get everything.
Yeah.
They have the TV deals. That's all theirs. They own all the likeness, everything about it. They want this to make this the ultimate hockey event.
Right. So,
but to do it, you have to do it consistently. You can't have the next one after 2028 be in 2040. It's got to be in 2032. It's got to be in 2036.
Yeah.
It's got to be in 2040.
Yes.
It has to be every 4 years. And then at some point, it will be viewed higher than the Olympics.
So what's the
That's the
format
plan.
going to be? There's 8 teams. Because how long are they going to shut the league down for this? And
2.5. Same thing as Olympics, I'm assuming.
Yeah, so it says semi and final. So I don't know how many teams. So you have 8 teams, 2 groups of 4.
and they just round robin.
Top 2 move on, round robin. Everyone plays 3 games. Top 2 move on. 1A plays 2B.
Yeah, so you could do that over 2 weeks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially like if you're playing out of 2 barns, you could have 2 games a day.
Yeah.
If you need to. Well, you will have 1 in Prague, 1 in Calgary each day.
Yeah.
Teams are used to playing like they only need every 2 nights type thing. Yeah, you could easily. Yeah, this one could be done pretty quick.
What about teams that are in Prague that make the playoffs and have to fly from Europe over here. They're going to
Give them a couple days.
Yeah, they're going to have to give them a couple days. Yeah, for sure.
They might start it. Maybe you'd get a start a day or two ahead. Finish a day or two ahead.
That's a good point.
Come back.
Yeah.
Be ready to go type thing. There is a news conference set up 11 o'clock our time out in, I think, Florida's where they're at because it's the GM meetings going on right now.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Top NHLPA execs, including Marty Walsh and Ron Hainsey, are there. Forgot Ron Hainsey's. What a good player he was for his role and all of that.
You remember him as a Thrasher mostly?
I remember him as a Jet.
Yeah, that's how. Well, yeah.
But no, I don't even remember him with the Thrashers. Like where
Pretty sure he was a Thrasher.
It makes sense.
Easy.
Yes, and then Edmonton is the finals and the two semis. We played the whole video. There's a whole video. Connor McDavid says, proud to have Edmonton as the semifinal and the host. So that is all there. I will just be fascinated. I'll also be fascinated how they do tickets.
Yeah, season ticket holders probably get inside track to tickets.
That would make sense.
Yeah.
But it's an NHL event. So will they allow Edmonton Oilers fans to buy it all up?
What percentage of the building is sold to season ticket holders right now?
Not as much as it used to be, Murray.
Because you bailed, right? So there's
me and a
there's
lot of
space.
others.
And not every season ticket holder is going to buy either.
No, there's also the level of they need to reserve a lot of seats for dignitaries, those or like sponsors, all those things. So things are going to be shuffled around.
Yeah, suites too. Yeah, some suites
Lower,
are going to be needed for.
It's not an Oiler event.
Yeah,
No, that's true.
It's not you have your suite because you pay for the Edmonton Oilers necessarily. You're going to get this type thing. I don't know. I guess the one thing is what happened with the Four Nations? What happened with Bruins fans? What happens with Habs fans? That would be our basis. We'd have to go look at them.
I can see them doing a lottery for tickets or something too. You put your name in and give them your credit card number. And
Could be.
Who do I know?
Get that Rolodex
Yeah,
out.
I got that Rolodex out.
I'll be excited when they announce the pricing for all of this.
excited?
We'll tee off.
It's just because it's going to be
appalled.
so ridiculous. It's
Yeah.
going to be so ridiculous.
Like you think it's going to be $1,000 a seat to go to the?
I think we're going to see World Cup of soccer level type pricing. Maybe a little under.
So this non-soccer fan would have no idea what that is.
Well, for this World Cup, most World Cups it's cheaper. This World Cup, it's just think North American pricing. It's thousands of dollars for a ticket.
Thousands
For the cheapest.
Thousands.
Wow.
Or some of like Vancouver events, some of the cheapest are like $300-400 for the cheapest. But they also have BC Place, which is much bigger. So I would be stunned if there's a ticket lower sub $700.
And you
Yeah, I
have to
agree.
pay me to go to one of those games.
Cool. That's great.
I know you're flying to Atlanta to.
It's people will say curling is a very boring sport, Murray, and they would never want to watch curling.
Wow.
And they don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
It is kind of the biggest sporting event on the planet, and I think they're
know.
fine without you coming.
I know.
Don't touch the granite.
I won't. I won't go. I won't watch. I won't go.
Heritage Classic this year, row 3, 800 a seat.
Yeah.
That's what someone says. Where's Heritage Classic this year?
Is it not going back to Winnipeg?
Is it?
Yeah.
So you're talking about Winnipeg, and you're talking about just a Heritage Classic, and it's row 3 is 800. And again, it's not round robin games. We're talking about the
terrible view of a
semis
hockey
and the
game.
final here in Edmonton. Those prices are going to be expensive. It's great that it's in Edmonton.
What do you think?
It's
The
already
second,
priced the city out.
how about the black market? That'll be cut. $5,000.
Some of
a
the black
seat.
market will be dictated later when, like right in advance when you know who's playing. Because if it's Canada,
That's
USA, my God. If it's Czechoslovakia, or
Right.
Czech Republic,
Czech.
and Finland,
Yeah.
okay.
Tougher
It's not
sell.
going to be.
Yeah.
It's not going to go for that much.
One of
money.
US or Canada probably ends up in Prague, though. They split it into two pools.
Yeah, because
Canada won't be.
Canada will be here. USA will be over
You
there.
won't. You would design it here, and then
Yeah.
the Czechs will be out in Czech Republic,
That makes sense. Yeah.
or not Czech Republic. They're not.
Czechia.
Czechia.
By the way, I was in that country and they hate that name. Like they hate being called Czechia.
Czechia?
Czechia. They say Czechia, but whatever.
Yeah, Laddie Schmid is like, I don't understand.
He was
why.
there on
Yeah,
Saturday.
I had a good talk with him.
Laddie's moving there.
He's moving there. His
Yeah.
son wants to play hockey in Czechia, represent them. So he's going
This
to
is crazy.
Prague.
His kid's like 10 or 11. And he's decided that. Interesting move. But Laddie got a coaching gig, so
Yeah.
that'll
This
be
kid
good.
gets to go into is it Sparta Praha's development program?
That's what it is.
Yeah. But he will be here in the summers, he said.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I need to get to over under Play Alberta. Download the app, visit them, playalberta.ca. Click on EST specials for all our specials that go up there to come. Early bird bet would be up there. We'll have Jay's play of the day. Screw it, let's do it. The lock shot parlay going to go up there. Over under in the next year, I am going to complain about the goaltending interference call 60 and a half times over under
60
from the
and a
Heavy
half.
Hockey Showdown.
How many days is there between now and then?
365 potentially.
Okay. I'm going over.
I should. It's not complaining. It's just pointing out facts. So I guess I should change that part there. Over under this game, this week, San Jose, Florida, Tampa to close out a 4-game road trip for the Oilers. 4.5 points over under the Oilers get this week.
San Jose
San Jose, Florida, Tampa.
over.
just
2 wins and a loss, overtime loss, or 3 wins to close out this road trip. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Homestead.
Absolutely the under.
You're going under. Well, San Jose is just coming off of they're flying here from Ottawa.
Yeah.
So it's their 3rd and 4 nights
They're off today. We got
off
the
today.
note
So they
from
should
them,
be a
yeah.
little tired.
Yeah.
Florida's give a F meter is not very high.
This is the last game they'll care about, though, I bet.
Yeah, that could be.
That's
Although
a good point.
they
It's
did
an excellent
just
point.
sweep Detroit in a home and home last week, but then they got stomped on last night.
Took out one of our parlays. Not bitter about that.
You're bitter about a lot of stuff today. What's going on?
I'm only bitter about
You need
two
a
things.
hug?
I'm only bitter about 2 things, Murray.
I thought he's been rather chipper the last
Well,
few days.
for how bitter he is. Sure.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
The Iwanyk caveat.
Yeah. Who's the third one again?
Tampa.
Tampa on Saturday.
Who they're 3-7 in the last 10. They're really old.
Yeah, I'll go over.
You're going to go over?
Yeah,
I'll
I'm
take
gonna
the
go
under. I think they'll get 2 out of 3.
I think we'll
wins.
get 2 out of 3. I'll call 4 points. Yeah, I agree. Win-win loss.
Get that one tomorrow. Keep San Jose at bay. Keep pace with Anaheim and Vegas, and see what you can do on
Tomorrow night might be
Thursday.
their biggest game of the year so far.
Oh, I think it
It's
is.
important.
Yes,
That's for sure.
What is it? If they win, San Jose has 3 games in hand on them?
Yeah,
Yes.
3 games and then 7
And
points.
they would be 7 points up with a win, 3 points up with a
The
loss.
loss, yeah.
Assuming either way it's regulation time. So that's,
Yeah.
that's
One game.
significant.
5 back, 3 games in hand.
Yeah.
So they could be 3 back with 3 games in hand after tomorrow.
So they would, in win percentage, they would be Oilers would be behind San Jose if San Jose wins that game tomorrow.
Yeah. And if for San Jose, you'd basically just have to win 2 out of those 3 in hand. Or 1 win and 2 overtime losses.
Yeah.
And you'll be ahead of the Edmonton Oilers.
Oh, how things have
But-
changed. Do you remember your rant a couple of years ago when Edmonton lost to San Jose?
Yep.
And they were to be the worst team in the league. And
They
now,
were.
And now here, San Jose and Edmonton are playing 2 years later in the most important game of the year for probably both teams.
Yep.
The good-
Go ahead, sorry.
Oh, no, finish. Sorry.
No, just the good thing is with San Jose is Mike Greer has put together a good team. Obviously, Celebrini is a huge part of that. Will Smith, you see that Eklund goal the other night. He's starting to put together something that could be good for the foreseeable future.
They got a lot. He signed a lot of veterans this offseason, though, so there's going to be some churning going on there. But yeah,
No, I was just going to say the Oilers, a lot of the teams, they've made up that ground, the games in hand. Only basically San Jose has that extended, like the Golden Knights and Ducks on the game in hand.
One
Like
game,
it used to be, 2-3 and stuff.
Right.
So it's all a little bit tighter. Everyone's caught up to the Edmonton Oilers, so that helps the Oilers quite a bit in their hunt for, hey, they're only 2 back. I know they've played 1 extra game. They're only 2 back from the division even right now, which is wild. Murray, thank you very much for coming in. Dash, congratulations. Also,
Champ.
once again, fantastic job by you and the entire team at
Yes.
Heavy Hockey for the Heavy Hockey Showdown.
Thanks,
You
guys.
still have a chance to donate. HeavyHockey.com. Click /Heavy Hockey Showdown. There's a page to donate to SACE. And if anyone knows of somebody out there that wants to match a $5,000 donation, it's $10,000 right there for SACE
there.
by
Let's do
donating
it. Let's get it.
$5,000.
Thanks for inviting me on the show, Matthew.
Thanks for storming in to talk about the
Big win.
Good
the
thing there's no
stolen
security
win
here.
from you guys. Tommy's got the oil stream coming up at noon. Lock Shop up next with Dusty and Huss. We've got also EST Afternoons, Reed Wilkins Show with Jay Milne, all until 6 o'clock right here in Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton Sports, presented by Play Alberta. On behalf of Dash, Murray, Tommy, I'm Matt. Thanks for tuning in the Hangout here by Sentinel Storage. Lock Shop in a few minutes. Don't go anywhere.
Let's go. There you go, right in front of the camera.
First-time guest, long-time listener, fan of the original draft commissioner.
Welcome to the EST Hangout presented by White Claw Hard Seltzer. The difference is clear. Matt Iwanyk, Tom Zola with here. Joining us today,